Hello, everybody. Once again, we are back. And as usual, Ian and Amy are with me. And tonight we will be speaking with a slightly English accent due to our friend and colleague and guest, Mr. Conscientious Objector. Hello, Dom. Hello, Dominic. Hello, Ian. Hello, Amy. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Aaron.
Hello.
Hi, Amy.
Hello, Aaron.
Welcome, Conchi. Nice to have you here.
Absolutely.
Hey, Ian. Hi, Amy. Hi, Aaron.
Right. So,
Boy.
apparently, the U.S. Navy has no fucking idea how to steer a boat. Have you heard? There's been another crash.
I've heard a little bit. Do tell more.
There, a third one or a second one?
It's
Another
the second
one?
one. No. Well, it's the second one. It's the John McCain. We haven't had a chance to talk about it. I think it happened either exactly a week ago or just slightly over a week ago, and so it either happened right after last week or we just didn't have time to cover it. But yeah, I mean, this is really only barely a week old. We had another crash with another fucking destroyer and another cargo ship, and I mean, come on. Are you fucking kidding
really
me?
Interesting. Just the name in itself, right?
Yeah, I think that has something to do with it.
I think this is symbology. I think.
What do you mean?
John McCain's gonna die, and because he's like got cancer, right? So.
Well, aren't you supposed to be dead before they name a ship after you anyway?
Maybe he is dead.
I mean, it's like
whoa, step back. Hold on. The Queen Elizabeth, the £3 billion ship that was just launched by the British Royal Navy, and someone landed a £700 drone on it, didn't they? They managed to fly over it with a drone and land it. I don't know if that was a psyop or for real or not. Yeah.
So, speaking of the Queen Elizabeth, Dominic, are you subscribed to Global Agenda channel, our friend?
Yeah,
Mark?
I am. Yeah.
Did you see the video that he put out on the Queen Elizabeth too?
I haven't. No, I've got to say. I'll tell you what. I've kind of. I don't know if you want to check your news sites right now. I've just checked and I've just seen Buckingham Palace on lockdown as police arrest man after 2 officers are attacked with a sword in front of terrified tourists.
This is just today now.
That's like top. That I don't know if it's just breaking. If that's just come out,
That's too much.
Now.
That's just too much.
Yeah, it's on the BBC 4 minutes ago. This has fucking happened. They must have just released it. Seriously.
Well, go ahead and do a screen share. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, how do I do the screen share again? Bear with me.
Green button, top left of the chat window. Hey, Dominic. Ian. Go ahead and make chirpy chimes. And Dominic, go ahead and go into the chat and add some moderators.
Are you seeing that?
Yes.
And just to confirm it's real, it's on the BBC 4 minutes ago. Look. So yeah, they'd have released it just at midnight. Police injured outside Buckingham. This is literally the first time I was just checking, just as you were saying about the American Royal Navy.
My wife said it was 6 minutes ago. Just now, just as we started.
Oh, really? I mean, what's are you checking, like Washington Post or New York Times? What would be the equivalent in America?
I don't know, some on Facebook.
New York Times, Washington Post. Yeah. 2 police officers have been injured while arresting a man with a knife outside Buckingham Palace. So they don't say why they were arresting him in the first place, do they? Let's have a look. Scroll back up. Let's read that. Let's just have a look here. Officers spotted a large knife in the man's car after he stopped it near a police vehicle and went to arrest him. So wait a minute. Is it illegal? Is it illegal to have a large knife? Are those illegal now?
Yeah. I think you can carry in public length probably about 4 inches, something like that, 4 or 5 inches. Nothing probably bigger than a kitchen knife. Okay.
What if you were to just purchase, say, so swords are illegal? I mean, this is England, right? It's the land of swords and axes. Right?
Yeah, but whoa. Yeah, but there's a difference between having them in your house and walking down the street with them unsheathed, isn't
there? But it says, the article says the cop spotted it in the man's car.
Yeah, that just sounds like very hocus pocus.
So what if I was to go purchase a sword and I had to take it home so I could hang it over my mantle? I mean, what's the deal here?
I honestly don't know.
This sounds totally.
It's not. Yeah, it's not passing the smell test already. Can't even get past sentences.
Not at all.
The man believed to be in his early 20s. Early 20s. Let me guess. He's 22.
Yeah.
22 or 33.
No, one of the other guards that was there is 33.
The guard that was injured was 33, and the other one was 32.
You know, this is really weird because I wanted to talk. Well, I'll literally show you now just so that I'm not messing you guys around here. I've got a string of links up here that I wanted to talk about. Perhaps it's back here. Here we go. I wanted to talk about His Royal Highness Prince Edward George Nicholas Paul Patrick, Duke of Kent, Earl of St. Andrews, and Baron Downpatrick, Royal Knight of the Most Noble Order of the Garter, Grand Master, and Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order, Personal Aide de Camp to Her Majesty, otherwise known as Prince Edward, Duke of Kent.
God.
Otherwise known
Illuminati confirmed.
He looks like Mr.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
Well,
Order of Garter. Isn't that what Queen Elizabeth is in?
He's the 10th Grand Master of the United Grand Lodge of England.
How is he related to Queen Elizabeth?
But I'm just trying to think. He would be.
I like that.
He's the grandson of King George V and Queen Mary.
He's
first cousin.
First cousin.
Yeah, the Duke of Kent carried out engagements of his first cousin, Queen Elizabeth. So first cousin, that's probably like half brother, half sister.
He looks an awful lot like the Rothschild, doesn't he?
He does.
I know, it's shocking. It does. What's the guy from?
Yeah, and they're probably brothers.
Guy from The Simpsons.
He looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
He looks just like what was Nathan? Is it Nathan? Or the one that was interviewed by somebody walked up to him, remember?
That was one of the Rockefellers, wasn't it? Was it Jacob Rothschild in Chile?
That's it. No, that was Rockefeller in Chile.
Okay.
That was Rockefeller in Chile. He was yelling and screaming at him.
Yeah,
get out of our country, we don't want to hear.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, he looks like Jacob Rothschild. They're probably really closely related because this is all interbreeding anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. I've
Oh,
no doubt at all. I've no doubt at all.
The
And
Order
also,
of the Garter, right there. That's like the highest society
yeah,
in the
yeah,
crown,
cool.
in the monarchy.
The
That's the highest
monarchy.
society.
You know, it's undeniable that the monarchy is directly linked with Freemasonry. There's even a lodge in Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, and they have the Iron Cross as their symbol, the Templar cross. Right?
There, that one. Oh, that's the Royal British Victorian Order, but it's pretty much that, isn't it?
See, there it is down there. You scroll down just a bit.
The Maltese Cross.
Right there. The Maltese Cross, yeah. Malta, right?
Yeah. Well, which was the stopping off point for the Crusades, wasn't it?
Yeah. They're Templars.
A lot of the islands around there as well, Rhodes as well.
They're the same people as the Knights Templar were.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially, yeah, they were.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, I didn't want that link. There's the Order of the Garter.
There it is. Okay, I was wrong. It's not the Iron Cross. But she wears an Iron Cross, the Queen, when she wears her big gown, her big garb.
Yeah, that's her Malta. That's her Malta. That's the Knight of Malta, the Grand Navigator's cloak, I think it's called.
Huh.
I mean, look at these guys. You wouldn't leave your children alone with them, would you?
Oh, fuck no.
Not a chance.
The scarlet purple, you know.
It's similar to the Vatican, isn't it? The Swiss Guard. The Swiss Guard, they wear the scarlet, and
they're all Knights of Malta, so.
Military Knights of Windsor. There, mantle and hat of the order, which is very similar to the.
So would you say that all this pomp and circumstance and dress and all these costumes that these people wear in these ceremonies, you think that's part? I would say yes, but do you think that's part of the public mind control?
It's a ritual.
You know, in reality, for me at least, I wonder why bother, right? You have these extremely wealthy, extremely busy. You would think these people are too busy. Particularly, I used to say this about the Masons, right? Why would presidents and senators go to the lodge and dress up and play these silly freaking ritual, games that they play? And of course, silly is problematic word, but the point is, you would think these people are too busy, right? Because they sell you the idea.
You think they were too busy, but look at it this way. What does a president do 9 to 5? What do any of these bloody politicians actually do 9 to 5? Their days are made up of ticking a few sheets, having a long lunch, and then doing whatever they can on expenses. That's what do you think the Chancellor of the Exchequer can really influence something as dynamic as the flow of money by holding up a little briefcase and going, this is a budget and we're going to change things?
People in high societies, basically, they all own their own companies, big corporations, right? So they don't even have to work. Like, all they have to, they're just there to say yes or no, and that's it.
I mean, look at this.
They're there to play their role.
But I heard that you can get called at 2 or 3 in the morning and you have to go. That's what I've heard.
Yeah. I'm just going to
call you anytime and you got to go.
Well, they're still administrators. I mean, they still take orders from on high. They still have to play their part. They have to read their script.
Yes.
They have to sell it to the American people. They do have people under them who do take their orders.
Yeah.
But it's a compartmentalization game.
Absolutely.
Now that was interesting. I tried to post this link into the chat and it wouldn't let me. It was a list of Freemasons. I wanted everyone in the chat to have a look.
You can't post the link. Just take out the www part.
Oh, there isn't. Just, well, you mean
of the or post the title of the video. Just say Google this.
It's not a video. It's a
You
wiki
can't-
page for the list of Freemasons.
You can't post links. I can, I think. So
Yes,
just
you can.
drop the link in the sidebar here in our chat, and I'll post it for you.
There, did I do it? I think it should be there now.
Nope.
The thing is it was just, this is a list of notable Freemasons. And I just scrolled down and I was just looking through, and you can stop them pretty much at any point. United States Governor of North Carolina, U.S. Representative for Illinois, 18th Governor of Texas, U.S. Representative from New York, Lunar Module Pilot, James B. Irwin, American Lunar Module Pilot for Apollo 15, First Constitutional Emperor of Mexico, Representative and Senator for, I mean, they have got politics. They have got politics wrapped up tight, have they not? Here's another one, Edward L. Jackson, 32nd Governor of Indiana, Elihu Emery Jackson, 41st Governor of Maryland. The next one's the 15th Governor of Iowa, the U.S. Representative and Senator from Washington. The next one, I want to put this so that people can go and double check. It's ridiculous. Can you see this on screen?
I don't see the
All
link.
these famous Freemasons, and they're all, nearly all, involved with politics. Look. That's shocking, isn't it?
It should be shocking to some people, but not
Scroll
to
all
us.
the way down, and then people can pause the watch it later and just.
It just goes on and on and on and on. Senator, Governor, 5th Governor, 37th Governor, 9th Governor. Stop again. Anywhere you like, you can stop. And these are people in influential positions in our culture, aren't they? In our society.
Yeah.
You can stop them anywhere.
Well, I'm still asking for anybody to show me a single country in this entire round earth of ours, the spherical kind.
I'm going to stop sharing now for a minute, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I've got something I want to show you guys anyway. I still want somebody to show me a freaking country that does not have a Freemasonic lodge. Just one. Is there one?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
Let's type in Guam or something. Let's type in something really obscure.
Well, Guam is a
Let's type in something obscure, and I'll see.
Guam is U.S. territory. So, hey, Ian, highlight my icon. I just want to show you guys this real quick. It's really not very long, but it's some of the best news that I've heard in a long time. Antifa members are now protesting George Soros. Have you guys heard this one? Because
they're protesting their employer.
This Antifa, they're like Black Lives Matter, or are they anti-Black Lives?
Pretty much the same kind of people, yeah.
So
they're social justice warriors, is what they are.
Okay.
It's communist. Okay,
They're communist. Yeah.
And you can even see it in their flag, by the way. I wanted to point that out, but we can get to them. We can get to that. Their flag resembles the old communist flag from World War II. There was the same. The anti-fascist movement started, I think, in Germany right around World War II. So yeah, Antifa members are now protesting George Soros, demanding their payments.
Oh my God, they didn't pay them?
Yeah, and they're chanting, "Where's our money? Where's our money?"
Step back from this story for a second. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, soak this one up right here. Check it out. I'm going to try to find the spot.
I don't know if I believe this story.
They're all infiltrated.
I don't know if I believe this, because it's already been exposed that he's paying people. People have already seen the ads. It's been on even mainstream news, right? So now they need stories of something. I don't know. Step back away from this story and think about it.
All right. Let me know if the audio comes through. I think this is the part where they chant, and it only lasts a few seconds. Check it out.
We shouldn't play anything on here.
Oh shit! Yeah, you have got to. What's right? The key word. Broadcast yourself carefully.
Soros, where's our money? Did you hear that?
So basically, we have the people that were promised to be paid for doing their pretend work and now they're not paid, and so they're demanding their money. Is that what's going on?
It appears that's what's going on.
Think of this, guys. Think of this.
Oh,
Okay, just hold on a second. Think of this scenario. Okay, people that want to expose George Soros and his paying of people to protest could all get together and go out there and pretend to be people that he owes money to.
Yeah, how easy would that be?
Into the public spectrum to be on the local news and maybe perhaps even make national news.
Well, it's
right?
Yeah.
Think of that scenario.
That's a good point, Ian. That would be really easy to
It's
pull
like
off.
propaganda, right? Against the propaganda, right? Or
Right.
PSYOP
Well, the
against
best
the
way,
PSYOP. That would be
The
brilliant
best-
if it was.
yeah, the best way to control the opposition is to be it.
To
Something
lead
like
it
that.
ourselves, but yeah, that works.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So
Every
I don't know,
single
this story doesn't
revolution-
seem real to me. Why wouldn't he pay them? Like, think of the money he has. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
They're if you sort of look at them quickly, they look like they look almost a bit ISIS-y, don't they? Homegrown terrorists. We've got to watch out. Everyone's a terrorist now.
Okay, so here it is.
Yeah. it
Fucking
so
hell.
resembles-
Look at that.
Shit.
So there's your Antifa flag, which is the black and white one. And on the left is the original communist anti-fascist movement flag from World War II.
Gee.
There's no resemblance there at all.
It's just a strange coincidence. Because we're
must.
all coincidence theorists around here, right?
Yes, we are coincidence theorists.
Have you guys have any of you guys looked into much about the Bolshevik Russian Revolution and the people that were behind it?
The untold history? I've
Yeah,
looked
pretty
into it.
much. Yeah. But the Russian side of it with
Yeah, that's what it was. The Russian Orthodox Jews ran that.
yeah. One of the guys was called Genrik Yagoda, and he was the People's Commissar for Internal Affairs. And if you Google him and have a look, he's got a very particular mustache that became famous a few years after his death. He's a Jew. Born in Rybinsk.
Okay.
Genrik
Is that
Grigorovich Yagoda.
That's Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been just Russia at the time.
But yeah, it's now what is Ukraine.
But if you Google him, pictures of him, he was rocking the Hitler tash before Hitler was.
Yeah. They
And he
killed
was-
hundreds of millions of people in that.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what the figures
Hundreds
are,
of
but
millions, I've heard. More than what the Holocaust tells us.
yeah. And again, here we go. This is what I just want to say this very quickly to everyone here and everyone listening. YouTube, what is YouTube's what are their unique selling point? Their marketing thing is broadcast yourself, isn't it?
Broadcast yourself.
YouTube, broadcast yourself. Now very fucking carefully. Broadcast yourself very fucking carefully now, or you won't be here for any longer. And I'll just say no more than that, because I think we all know, don't we, with the amount of channels that have been terminated and the amount of strikes that have been handing out. We've all been on YouTube for a good few years. We know that this has only been happening in the last few months, hasn't it?
All right, look, before I forget, Dom, I want to get this question out of the way, since our friend Overstand We Are Free Energy is in the chat room. We were mentioning off air before we went live with the broadcast that he had left you a comment asking what you meant.
Yeah, I saw the comment and I didn't know in what relation it was to anything.
So I'll ask our friend We Are Free Energy to let us know in the chat box what video, what comment, or at least type out what it was that he said that you would like some clarity on, and we'll try to provide that. So we're both, myself, I saw the comment and I'm like, I had no idea what was said, and I'm a little bit curious. And so Dominic.
Yeah, I've got no idea. I kind of recognized his name, but I mean, I comment on a lot of videos, so I honestly got no idea.
Yeah, I know how that goes. People will say, "What did you mean when you made that comment?" And it's like, where and what and
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless I see a notification come up from someone who I know and trust, and I will respond to them. If I don't, if it's someone that they're low priority, you've got to prioritize, haven't you? Sadly, you have to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, when you get a lot, I mean, it's pretty time consuming trying to keep up with comments sometimes.
Well, and also, Aaron, as we've all experienced now, the level of trolling has gone through the roof, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing like that.
Yeah,
we never get trolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've discussed on here my opinion as to how and why YouTube even bothered to create this YouTube Heroes program. In my opinion, it was for the single and sole purpose of facilitating the online persona management, which is all the trolls that we seem to be having so much trouble with.
Yep.
Not counting the ones that we know personally, but the other trolls, the corporate trolls, the government trolls, the military trolls.
I honestly don't know anything about that YouTube Heroes program at all. I really don't know nothing about it. But I know that YouTube's owned by Google, and I know that Google's owned by the fucking NSA or the Five Eyes. That's for certain.
Look, how many times have you or either experienced or seen people go through having a community guideline strike as a result of their video being flagged? Okay. So your video has to be flagged. So somebody in the YouTube community has to go to your video and pull out the flag and fill out the form and send it off.
Which again is all time consuming, isn't it?
Okay, so here's what
when you're on the payroll, it's not an issue, is it?
Yeah, really. That's your job.
I'm screen sharing right now what it says about YouTube Heroes. This is google.com answers YouTube. YouTube, get involved with YouTube contributors. YouTube has designed a program to recognize and support the global community of volunteer contributors. These passionate volunteers help create the best possible YouTube experience for everyone by answering thousands of questions, making YouTube content more accessible. Is this the right thing? Is it? This is just about contributors. Here's something about it here. YouTube Heroes controversy. YouTube Heroes, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, you might want to highlight your own icon at this point.
Yep.
You're not being a very good moderator. You're not a good host, Ian. Keep up.
And put the kettle on. I want a cup of tea.
Share.
I'm spitting feathers here. Cup of tea, please.
Okay, so YouTube Heroes is a program introduced by YouTube offering rewards.
Ian, highlight your icon. I can't see your screen.
I can.
Oh, well, I don't. There it is. All right, I got it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So YouTube's offering rewards and incentives to users who contribute to the site by providing subtitles to videos, moderating comments, and reporting videos for violating the site's terms of service, which you can never.
That's it right there.
Because people come in all
Yep.
Incentives for people to flag videos, essentially.
Yep. Yep.
So when you have a system called online persona management that our tax dollars is paying for military people to create 10 sock puppets per U.S. military personnel, not counting all the other militaries and agencies and corporations and private people around the world. So yeah, you've got all these, literally, without a doubt, millions, hundreds of thousands of potential trolls, millions potentially. So what does YouTube do to facilitate? Well, they create a program that allows people to run around and flag everybody else's video and tell on. I'm telling mom your video is.
I was going to say it's YouTube snitches, isn't it? That's what it is.
It is. It's YouTube. Yeah, it's YouTube snitches is what it is. And so, yeah.
Well, and it's worse than snitches. It's absolute lying.
So here's the online reactions that they got, right?
Because the vid that they took down of mine and gave me a strike for was absolutely nothing that broke the guidelines. But still, because they wanted a strike on my channel, somebody said it broke the guidelines, and then I couldn't appeal it, which meant nobody really overviewed it. They took the word of whoever struck me and just ran with it. I was on auto reject.
Yeah, Currency had that too. He showed that when you try to appeal, you hover over it, and the link to send says buried in that link. It says it's reject. So,
right now, I got to stop everyone. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but I saw comments earlier on, and I'm pretty certain it was from Currency saying that he might be a flat earther.
Oh no, not Currency.
Okay, let's come back to that one. Look, We Are Free Energy gave us an answer. He said that you said that he should stop drinking the fluoride. And then he followed up by saying that you may have thought that he was a troll, and that's all.
All right. So, right. Well, I often say to myself, I often make comments like my favorite, I like my water to be strawberry fluoridated flavored, I don't know. Could have just been my sense of humor. I could have just been completely.
Yeah, it is. Look, Free Energy. If you don't know Dominic very well, you just have to know he's a cheeky bastard and he's very sarcastic. And
yes.
Well, we are drinking fluoride, though, aren't we? So
yeah, we are. Yeah, we are
right now. I wish it was strawberry flavored. It's not. It's just fluoride flavored.
The area that I'm in. Yeah, the area that I'm in decided not to put fluoride in the water.
Yeah, we don't either. We have chlorine instead.
Hey,
well, yeah, there's chlorine in all water.
Aaron, I watched that video link that you sent me about water. I watched it.
What do you think?
Fucking shocking.
Downright shocking.
Yeah, and yeah. I kind of knew it would be like that. But I was talking to one of my friends that I haven't. They live in a different part of England, and I was saying about. We've noticed it down here this year, particularly. There's been a couple of times I've turned on I always drink tap water. I know it's shit, but I will always drink tap water. But I've noticed a couple of times this year, I've turned on the taps and it's like, fucking hell, it smells like a swimming pool. The smell of chlorine has been so strong.
All right, let me get this one out of the way too, Dom, while we're on the subject of our friend Free Energy. He also mentioned, he said, I also noticed the Conscientious Objector posted a link to my channel having no copyright strikes.
Say again?
I'm quoting him directly. His comment in the chat, he said, I also noticed the Conscientious Objector posted a link to my channel having no copyright strikes. So I'm not even sure how to interpret that. What you posted a link to his channel.
Wait, can you put a link in here so I can go to his channel and see if I recognize it? Because I don't even, is he a flat earther?
Open up the chat on Ian's channel, and then you can click on his icon. It'll take you to his channel.
Where is he?
Click the three little dots.
Oh yeah, I've got you.
So Chirpy said he was taken down on 2 strikes. Chirpy, you had your channel taken down completely on 2 strikes?
A lot of people are saying that they are getting 2 strikes and they're out.
I know what it would be. It would be something to do with this smoke and mirrors. And there we go. There are the guys. Smoke and mirrors 6 and 7. Anaconda malt liquor 4. Yeah, mate. I don't trust any of these guys. I don't trust smoke and liquor, smoke and mirrors. I don't trust Anaconda malt liquor, and I don't trust a few of the others that knock around with them. So it could be that, buddy. They're part of the PK Echo Chamber, aren't they? The 2-2 Club. Am I right or am I right? Well, they're part of the Flat Earthers. They're Flat Earthers in disguise, aren't they? They're going to come out with a load of really good videos, and then they're going to ridicule everything that they've done by going, and the Earth's flat. Boston was a hoax, and the Earth is flat. 9/11 was an inside job. You've just ridiculed yourself to the world at large. End of story. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Kernsey. I don't care if you're Rufus. If my mate Aaron comes out and starts going, the world's flat, he's done. I'm done with him. I'm done with anyone that is pushing that bullshit fucking psyop. Whether it's PK, Russian vids, me, you, anyone. Got no time for it. It's bullshit.
Yep,
well, on the note of flat Earth, I got to agree. Anybody in the flat Earth, you know, I mean, if you're pushing it, look, I understand. We've got friends. I mean, Blue Blood Jay, guitar. You know, he doesn't make videos saying the Earth is flat. He's not pushing it. He's not trying to sell it. But he tends to, you know, believe in it to some extent. I still consider the guy a friend. He's a good guy. But, you know, like you said, if you're pushing it, if you're making videos, you're trying to convince other people, that's where I got a real fucking problem.
That's what I'm on about. That's exactly what I mean. People pushing a psyop, a very obvious psyop.
My problem with the whole flat Earth argument is it's a circular argument. It always comes back to known liars that are feeding us this information.
Yeah.
Well, the majority of the flat Earth, the majority of them are either ex-actors or ex-convicts.
Well,
they're either ex-actors or they're ex-convicts. Nearly everyone involved with the flat Earth society, flat Earth fucking bullshit truth movement on YouTube, they're either ex-actors or ex-convicts. Nearly all of them.
The thing that I have heard, and I got it from somebody who I think of as being reasonably good to rely on for the information, but the flat Earth, you know, they realized that people were beginning to see the fakery in NASA, and they said, what can we do to distract them from thinking of maybe the real reason that we're fake?
Oh, bingo, bango.
And so at NASA, they came up with flat Earth, and then they took it to the Pentagon to implement.
Have you been watching my video? Did you not watch my video from about a year ago where I said literally that is the flat Earth a NASA psyop? I can't remember.
Maybe I did, hun, but if it was a year ago, don't expect me to remember details.
No, I don't. But I do remember that I did put out that idea. Absolutely.
But yeah. I am certain, and you know, my take on why they are faking things.
It's a really fascinating subject. It is really, really interesting. I personally, of the pictures and my own reasoning is, I think the moon missions were bullshit.
Well, yeah.
Of course they were. That was just that was a PR stunt.
But the question is, what is the real reason that they're faking things? And now if you go to the Vedas, and they're talking about their Vimanas, and they just say in there that there is a barrier way up high that they can't get through. Now they don't say the planet is flat.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the Van Allen radiation.
No, because the Van Allen belts belt the equator and dissipate at the poles.
Whoa. Let me just back up a minute. Have you been up there? Do you know that for a fact? You know, the only people we've... This is the quandary, isn't it?
It's a circular argument because we get no real images from space ever. There's not one real image of Earth from space. And if you look it up, you will find out that you can't find a real image.
Anyway. Yeah, that's true. Well, you can find real images, but they're composites from low Earth orbit.
Yeah.
And my point is that the Vimanas say there is a solid barrier, not just an area we can't get through, but a solid barrier.
Well, I don't believe that. I'm sure the Vimanas
imagine-
also say a lot of other bullshit as well.
I'm
but-
just,
Imagine a million years ago, or however long it was that the Vedics, existed and were interacting with whoever was telling the story. We're talking about the potential for a less than civilized or completely educated civilization.
Yeah.
And perhaps it may have been an explanation that they could understand. Look, there's a barrier, and that's that. That's all you need to know.
well, and that's why they also gave technical manuals in the Vedas. Why would they try to why would they have technical manuals?
That's a very valid point. I'll give you that. I'll
Throw
give you
out,
that.
oh, well, we'll fake it and just say that there's a barrier we can't get. No, I'm going to tell you that what I think is that ET put a barrier around this planet. All the way around, everywhere. We can't get through it anywhere. At the poles.
While look, let's just for a minute, let's stop speculating and let's go back to what we both know and what we all know here. And I don't know how hot it doesn't get very hot in England, but I've been to Africa, I've been pretty close to the equator, I've been to some hot countries, and during the day, during the heat of a midday sun, the sun beats down on you, doesn't it? You have to find shelter. Animals find shelter from the sun because it is that oppressive, isn't it, at midday when you're close to the equator?
Yeah, sure is.
You've been, I'm sure, in parts of America sometimes. I
lived in Arizona for 10 years.
There you go, man. So midday sun on a hot day in Arizona. How long are you going to stay outside in the midday sun for? Not long. Not long. So that's when the sun's rays has come through the ionosphere, the troposphere, or what we know is up there for fact. Yeah, what we do know is up there because balloons have definitely gone up there. They still use balloons now, don't they? What was that site I was linking you to? One of the founders from Google, X. I think it's just called X.com. And they're sending up all these Google balloons, aren't they, to ship the internet around the world via balloons?
What?
Remember Felix Baumgartner when he did his jump from however many kilometers up it was?
Yeah.
Out of
Right.
a balloon.
That's right.
So
it was
we
a balloon.
know that they could get up.
30,000 feet.
Something
like that.
No,
it was way
30.
higher than 30,000 feet. It was like
Was
60.
it?
It was 60,000 or something like that. I think it was 30 kilometers, 60,000 feet, something like that, or 90,000 feet. It was way the fuck up there.
Google it. Someone in the chat, Google how high he went and go and check.
But I do remember as a kid riding my bicycle on the streets of Arizona in the midsummer, and the breeze hitting my face. I recall having this thought during that time that the wind in my face felt like when you open the oven to check, you're roasting a chicken or a turkey or something, you want to open it, and that blast of 450 degrees hits you in the face. That's what it felt like.
Yep. I've been to the Sahara Desert, and on a hot day there, it was all you could do to go to the toilet, and you barely needed to because you were just losing so much water through.
Yeah.
It was oppressive heat. Now that's down at what you effectively call on the ground, on sea level. So imagine if you go up through all the protection, all the filtration of the atmosphere, which is another word for a solid, isn't it? A gas is a solid with the molecules spread out more. We know this for fact. You get outside of that. How destructive is the sun's those rays, those microwave rays, going to be without the diffusion of the atmosphere? If it can almost cook you down here on the ground, what's it going to be like up there? Now, I think what they did was Apollo missions with Buzz Aldrin and that, they really did think in their optimistic way, hell yeah, goddamn, we're going to go to the moon. They were inspired. They really did think they were going to do it. And then they sent up a few dogs. They sent up a few monkeys. It went higher and higher, and it would just come back melted. They would just come back as a pool of... What are we, 70% water? All animals on this planet are at least we're 72% water.
Yes.
And water is one of you stick water in a microwave, that's how it cooks, isn't it? From vibrating the water molecules. the H2O, the hydrogen and the oxygen. So up there, I think that's what happened. I've got a funny feeling no organic can either go up there, period, or get through what we call the Van Allen belt, the radiation that is stuck in the magnetic forces that the sun's rays are. The sun's rays are radiation. That's what light is. It's radiation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
That's why it's a radial on a sundial, isn't it?
Yeah. So they sent them up higher and higher, and it got to a point where organic stuff broke down, quite literally broke down. Because after the Apollo missions, the highest flight was one of the space shuttles only went up to about 400 miles up, and they were seeing stuff pinging through their eyes with their eyes open.
So do you guys really believe these things go up into space or what?
Well, no, I don't believe the space shuttle was a very, very, very high altitude plane, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It just goes up and then it comes back.
Look,
Yeah,
listen.
the space station is close enough you can see it.
Like if you can see that,
called a space station, should it? It's not a space station. It's a low Earth orbit station. It's not in space at all.
Exactly.
Here's one of the flat Earth things. Where is when these ships, well, not flat Earth, but this NASA fakery. Okay, the ships go up, and then you see the curve right across the atmosphere as if it's going into orbit. But you have to be really far up before you get into orbit, and as far as you'd need to be up, you wouldn't be able to see it with the naked eye. And that's something that's always.
What? How do you mean you wouldn't be able to see it with the naked eye?
You wouldn't be able to see the ship where it needs to be up into orbit. You wouldn't see it with the naked eye, but you can still see it with the naked eye when you're watching it go up and it starts to curve in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, you probably need to watch some technical videos about that. You can see the ISS, and you can see on rare occasions you can see satellites with the naked eye from ground. I've seen them. I've seen them as well. In fact, there are apps you can get on your phone. I was talking to Sandra Textiera in comment today about this. There are apps that you can get on your phone that, you know, the Google Sky app, and there are others, and some of them, while they'll show you where the planets and shit are, they'll also track satellites, and they in real time, and they'll show you. You hold your phone up to the sky, and it'll show you, here comes one, and if the lighting is just right, and the sun and everything is in the right position, casting a bit of a shine down on you, then you can actually see a satellite. I've seen them dozens of times for years and years. But I think what it is, one of the things is, I don't think there are anywhere near as many satellites as they tell us there are.
No, there's not.
There are anywhere near as many. That's the thing. But they are there. The ISS is very fucking real. Anyone disputing that again is normally a flat earther or a man. You know, that's a good point, Dominic. What's the running number right now? Aren't there supposed to be multiple tens of thousands of satellites up there? I think it is. Well, okay, let's just think about that logically for 2 seconds. Have we had multiple tens of thousands of launches?
We don't even know. We never even see any of these things go up, do we? I saw something where unless you watch NASA channel. I do watch NASA channel. I do watch the NASA channel. I occasionally check out NASA channel. You'd see it there, I'm guessing, right? Where they'd send them up and they'd show them.
Yeah, well, that sometimes they throw them out of the back of the ISS. Like, we just chuck a few out there.
The satellite thing, it's like, okay, there's all this satellite debris, right? I've seen them on their TV saying, oh, there's this big, it's almost like a thick cloud of debris that's floating around, right?
Yeah, there is.
That. Where the fuck is it in any of the fucking videos? Anywhere. I don't see any of this debris coming and hitting the side of the ship or anything. I know we're talking about a big span of area, yes. But still, they say that it covers this huge span of area, so you don't never see it.
You know the Pleiades? You know the Pleiades meteor shower?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Happened a couple of weeks ago, the peak. We see it every year. Because it's I always try and watch it whenever I can, wherever I can. I always try and watch it. And about 4 years ago, I was with my ex and one of her friends, I've forgotten her name now. I think it was Joe. She was going to be trained as an air traffic controller. And she had her iPad with her, and she was going, right, we were going to watch the Pleiades, and we were also going to track, because she was very keen on, she was into space as well, and she was saying, look, we're going to watch the ISS go across. And bearing in mind, this woman was not in any way a conspiracy theorist at this point. We are watching the ISS go across, and we see what we think is a meteor or a shooting star come flying in, and it comes flying in, and it's really close to where the ISS was, and it stops dead and then goes into an orbit matching the ISS. And I turn around, you saw that, didn't you? And she went, yes. And I went, what the fuck was that then? It came in like it was traveling at hundreds of thousands of miles. It stopped dead and then assumed an orbit, and then slowly, so it goes zoof, stops, and then just matching the ISS. So was that an alien? Was that a UFO? Was that something from another civilization? Or was that just kit that we've got, the black project shit, that they may be able to go to the moon in 20 minutes, no problem, anti-gravity, no problem. They cracked it 30 years ago and they're just not telling us yet. Which is it? It could be either, couldn't it? With my own eyes, and I saw it with witnesses, and the ISS is known. It is known for cutting live feeds when they see things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. They do it all the time. But just because NASA lies doesn't make it flat.
No.
Oh, well, no, of course it fucking doesn't.
But they're hiding something. Why? This is my question. Why on earth would they have to fake everything they do or show to show us that? And then the pictures are different. You see, 1 year North America is like almost covers the whole side of the globe.
Yeah, the
3 years
proportions
later,
are all different.
It's really small. It's like, okay, what is the real Earth here, NASA? What is it? But I believe that they're just faking their whole space entirely. It's all fake. I don't think they can do it, and I think they're just duping the world.
But the ISS is real, even.
I don't believe it is. I don't know what we're seeing up there, but I don't believe that they're actually on it. That's a 0G plane. They do these short takes. The girls got fucking hairspray on their hair that's keeping their hair standing up straight. It's ridiculous, because you show a video of people in 0G planes having fun, right? They get to go and do that.
What's this about hairspray?
And that you show the girls, they got long hair and it's flying all over the place.
Yeah, he's talking about the video of the astronauts on the ISS.
And then you show the female astronaut on the ISS with this hair that's stuck up and doesn't even move. It doesn't fly anywhere.
Yeah.
It stays completely still.
That is ridiculous.
We've seen how they've shown their green screen in the background. There was a guy that disappeared into the wall.
Yep.
We've seen the cables.
We've seen the cables. We've seen the bubbles.
Bubbles from the pools they used.
We've seen the bubbles from the spacewalks.
The guy accidentally came out and said one time in the Western States, when he was supposed to be up on the ISS, he accidentally Freudian slipped. And
we've seen them
back up.
putting them away.
Stop. Hold on. So a guy says something wrong, and that's
that's
proof of.
That's just one little example.
We get things wrong all the time. Come on.
Well,
another guy said, go ahead, Amy.
What I wanted to point out was that we've seen them catching things and putting them away, except we can't see them. They're not there.
Right.
I haven't seen any of this. I'll tell you what, I watched.
You got to do more research into NASA fakery, because you're going to find out that you've been.
Hey, well, back up. I have done, and I saw some idiot trying to say that they were using scuba tanks.
They actually came out with an article on NASA website trying to debunk that, because they got caught. So they actually said, we're giving the astronauts these scuba gear now while they're in space.
I thought it was just an astronaut's leg.
They're
I
lying
thought it was
about
just a
everything.
spacesuit leg. Spacesuit leg.
No, they said they were going to give them scuba tanks after somebody exposed it. And guess what? When we all went and commented on their fake CGI that they showed of going around the world in the ISS, the complete CGI piece we saw, we all went and commented on it, how fake it was, and they have no room for argument there, so they just deleted the whole comment section entirely.
Well, look, I don't know why they're faking these images from the ISS, but I'm of the opinion that there is an ISS. There's definitely something up
There's
there.
something up
And
there,
I-
100%.
And I want to read a comment
Right.
from the chat room
There's
from
something
Stephen
up there,
James,
yeah.
and I have to agree with Stephen James. He said, if the ISS is not real, then you must believe that there is a magic plane that travels at 17,000 miles an hour without ever landing, just to fake the less magical given explanation of a tin can orbiting at 400 kilometers.
Well, that's a logical fallacy, because that's really not what we're saying.
Well,
Yeah, but
no,
having
Ian,
the
no,
amateur-
Ian, we can see the ISS.
Amateur astronomers can zoom in on their telescopes and see it very, very clearly.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and these aren't
There's no
nothing to do with
question.
NASA. These are
Okay, well then-
you can go and spend $5,000 on a telescope and you can see the ISS yourself.
That's right. That's my point.
There's-
So why do they have to fake all this shit?
That's the real head scratcher, Ian. I don't know.
That's-
There's something
Why
up
can't
there.
they just grab the camera,
think
turn to the side, and point the goddamn camera out the window for everybody on the internet to go, "Oh my God, there's Earth from space."
You
For
know,
what?
the flatties will say it's CGI no matter what. But go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, my thought is that whatever's up there is not what they say it is. So they pretend that it is
That
what they
it
say
is.
it is with
To get
little
funding.
Now,
funding.
and
now,
funding.
look.
Yes.
This is maybe right. As far as I'm concerned, it's real, but it's very possible that what they are actually doing there, they ain't going to show you. So they're going to show you some fucking water floating around or some kiddie experiments for kids. But what they're actually doing up there, you ain't ever going to find out about. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. You know, the ISS could well be real, but what they're showing you there is bullshit, because they can't show you what they're really fucking doing up there, because it probably is all spying technology and God knows what
Yeah.
else. Who knows?
Who knows what's up?
As far as I'm concerned, the ISS is very real. There's endless footage of amateur astronomers, completely amateur guys, you know, zooming their telescopes in, and there it is, clear as day. I've seen it myself.
All right. So what do you guys think about the statements that we've gotten from Ben Rich?
Yeah, I know. I'm just reading these statements here. They're not faking it. YouTubers are. What?
No, I'm talking about Ben Rich, this Lockheed Lockheed Martin Skunk Works director, Ben Rich, who said we now have the technology. He said there was an error in the equation. We now have the technology to take ET home.
Okay, right. Can someone do a screen share right now?
Yeah.
Can someone do a screen share? I'll just bring up the Blackbird, the SR-71 Blackbird. Bring it up so that anyone that's watching, if there are people watching, they can see this plane, and we'll put it into perspective. Remember, this plane was flying around for 20 or 30 years before anyone knew anything about it. And can you picture the plane in your mind now? Can you see what it looks like?
What is it called?
I'm going to have
SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh,
I'm
the
gonna have-
71
Can you see
Blackbird?
that?
Yeah, that's the one that leaks
I want
fuel when it's on the
to
ground.
look at this plane.
That's the one that leaks fuel when it's on the ground, because it's designed for such
that's
high
right.
altitude flight that when it's all the way up, and it has to refuel halfway up, because half of the fuel spills out. Okay, because the seals have to be made oversized, because once it gets all the way up in the upper atmosphere, the entire plane expands, and then the seals finally close and it stops leaking. That's the one.
Okay, I've got
the
it. I've
71
got my
Blackbird.
screen shared. I've got my screen shared.
Yeah,
Click
the
on your
SR-71 Blackbird is an amazing machine, from what I understand. Of course, assuming what they tell us about it is true.
Well, I can't see it. Can you do the screen share thing?
Ian, you got to highlight
did.
Amy, or maybe I do. Or
Right. Well, I can't. I'm still going. Now, when does it say it was first flown?
From 1991 until its final flight in 1999 is what they're saying.
Okay, now look at it. Is there any other better pictures of it than that?
Well, let me do this.
So isn't it triangular shaped?
No.
Does it have
Images.
3 triangular shapes on it? 3 lights that are triangular?
Probably.
My point is,
You remember what we saw over the White House or whatever it was? There was the.
Here's one. Is that a good picture for you
yeah,
there?
That's not a picture. It's a rendition.
Well,
That's an artist rendition.
you sure?
this
There's
is
people on the ground there.
How's that?
Yeah.
Think that's real?
Oh, maybe.
I mean, they could model people too.
Could
so
be. You see the wet pigment underneath of it? That's fuel leaking out of that airplane.
Yeah, it does. It leaks. The technology for the, I think it's the
seal.
washers in between. Is it? Yeah, the seals. Yeah. It's to do with the fact that when you go up very, very, very high, the
seals
the
expand
atmosphere-
and then it closes off.
This is fact,
Right.
right? The atmosphere thins as you get higher, don't you? So you get less protection from the sun's rays, which is why they also have to wear these super intense UV goggles when they're up there. But put the thing up because I want you to look at it as we say that.
Back to that pic I was at.
Yeah.
Now
you
that
want us to look at it? What?
Well, I want the. Can you click on Amy's thing so that her picture stays up? Because I'm not seeing it.
Dominic, you can also click on her icon and it'll stay up for you.
Yep.
Cool. Ah, brilliant. Right. It looks like something from the future now, doesn't it? It looks like something that could come flying out of a science fiction film right now, doesn't it?
Sure.
That thing is nearly 40 years old. That they're telling us that we know for a fact that thing is 40 years old.
Right.
Yeah. So what have they got now? What have they got now?
Well,
That's old tech.
They've had electrogravitic craft since the 1960s.
Probably even earlier, Amy. Probably even back hundreds.
Yes. Amy's got some inside personal knowledge that electrogravitics is a very real thing, and it's all the way back, quite literally. In fact, there is other historical references that allude to the fact that electrogravitics was a very real thing that the scientists had mastered, literally mastered the technology by the late 40s.
I was going to, well, do you know
Well,
what? I was just about to say, if it would have been in contemporary times, it would have certainly have been with the Nazis in Germany at the end of the Second World War, because
It started with them. It was the bell. The bell actually floated and hovered.
Glockenspielen, the Spielen bell, or I can't remember.
Yeah,
what
the
it's called.
Glocken. It didn't maneuver, okay? It didn't have propulsion, but it did hover. It worked. The technology worked. What they needed, all they needed, the only thing they were lacking was propulsion.
Because they were, this is all factual. We know this. They were going to Tibet. They were going to India. They were into the occult heavily.
Are we done?
Even
with
using the swastika.
Are we done with the picture? Shall I stop sharing?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, all I wanted to do was to make the point that what you're looking at there is 40, 50-year-old technology fact.
Okay,
That's
I'm dropping out the
old,
share here. Well, what I know about electrogravitics, I don't know about its being back in the 40s, but I do know that in the 50s, my dad was working with it at Convair with T. Townsend Brown. And when it was in 1959, when he came home and told us we couldn't talk about his work, which he had been describing it enthusiastically when he'd come home every night up until that point. He said, we can't talk about my work anymore, because they want it secret for now. And he was telling us about how they were getting not only gravity control, but they were also getting energy from the ether.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% convinced they've definitely got anti-gravity, because I've seen it. there's another thing I can tell you about a sighting that I've had with pictures of an anti-gravity ball, a military one.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've been talking about that lately with some of our guests, Conchi.
I have a personal friend who I'm 100% certain was not lying to me, and 100% certain that his word is trustworthy, who is a witness to one of the flying triangles. Silent.
Yeah, don't dismiss him. Do not dismiss him. Look,
I don't.
You know that I do not go on flights of fantasy, do I? I don't go off into the realms of bullshit. Yeah. I've seen this. I've seen this with my own eyes. I watch the sky a lot, and I always have done, and I have seen it, and I've taken fucking pictures. You know, there's no doubt about it. The military have got anti-gravity. How long they've had it for, I don't know, but they've got it 100% confirmed.
I'm certain that they've had anti-gravity in Black Project since 1959.
Mr. Grimm just dropped an interesting gem in the chat room. He said, merylvingy.com/meet the Indian who flew a plane before the Wright brothers. Somebody want to do a screen share on that one?
Is that something to do with the Merovingian kings, the bloodline?
No, this is Miralvani. I pronounced it wrong. It's
Sounds Italian.
It's actually Viral. Viralvani. Viralvani. Sorry, my pronunciation was terrible.
Sounds very Italian.
Here, I'll screen share it. I've got it up here.
So it's like
now
Viralvani.
I'll do.
Spelled viral. Vani.
That rings no bells at all to me, I'm afraid.
Free Energy said, I thought Montauk was about super soldiers.
Who was Shivkar Bapuji Talbadi? Did I say that right?
Pretty good, I reckon. Shivkar Babuchi Talpade might be Talpade, I don't know.
Yippee-yi-yay, Calpatty. Okay, so
Plum
Wright
Island.
Brothers. Yeah, go ahead and read this, Aaron.
Yeah, I was just checking out. I was conversing with chat people here.
Good. Do some chat people conversing. They don't
so
leave.
Who was Shivkar Bapui Talpade?
Let's just call him Shivy.
Shivy.
Hey.
He's our Indian mate, Shivy. Wright brothers invented the first aeroplane ever. That's what we learnt.
Christopher Columbus discovered America.
100 years after Orville Wright's first flight, KRN. Your cursor's in the way. Awami. What is that? What word is that? Swami. KRN Swami remembers something out of the blue, that Shivkar was the man who flew an unmanned aircraft. Now, hang on. Stop. Was the man who flew an unmanned aircraft? Who the fuck writes this? 8 years before Wright did.
What site are you on here? What site is this?
He flew in, did he fly it remotely? Orville Wright demonstrated on December 17th, 1903 that it was possible for a manned, heavier-than-air machine to fly. But in 1895, 8 years earlier, the Sanskrit scholar Shivi had designed a basic drone, remote-controlled, there it is, so he flew it without flying it, remote-controlled, pilotless aircraft called, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that.
Hey, look. When I visited the Nikola Tesla Memorial Center in Croatia, I saw Nikola Tesla's remote control boats that he designed in 1898. They're fact. I've seen them. They're real. I don't know. Was it Leonardo da Vinci who put up designs for a basic helicopter?
Yes. I've been to the Leonardo da Vinci Museum in Rome.
Oh, you'd know, wouldn't you?
So, yeah, absolutely. There's some amazing shit.
So don't tell me the Zionist Jesuits didn't allow anything to come out until their men put it out.
Well, look, how long before the Wright brothers flew did somebody fold together a piece of fucking paper and throw it across the classroom?
How long had the Chinese had how long had the Chinese had gunpowder for before the Americans took it and made bullets from it?
About 800 years.
Yeah.
And Leonardo da Vinci, he died what, 500 years ago? And yet he could think.
No, 17.
Yeah, it was. Surely it was.
Yeah, it was.
He died 1505, 1510.
Oh.
Yeah.
Died then. 1600s. Yeah, 16th century. He died 1500. Google it. I don't know. Early 1500s he died. Definitely well over 500 years ago.
And his paintings were prophecies.
Was all his work his own, though? It's very rarely.
It's all pictures within pictures.
Yeah, you notice, Dom, I was careful with my words when I said I visited the Leonardo da Vinci Museum in Rome. I didn't say that his inventions were amazing. I just said there's some amazing shit.
Exactly.
You know, because I'm cautious. I don't know either. I'm with you. It may not have been all him. Maybe like so many times in history that the guy got credit for something he didn't do.
Yeah,
Interjection here.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead, Amy.
Died May 2, 1519.
Go. Yep. So yeah, almost exactly 500 years ago. They'll be probably do a big ceremony for him, won't they?
Probably.
Yeah.
He was a Freemason, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He
Probably.
was. He was. He was in the order something or other.
Yeah, he absolutely. Of course he was.
Of course he was. They all are. That's what I mean when it comes to this whole flat Earth argument. You always go back to known liars that have been telling the stories.
Except for one thing, Ian. There is one thing that we can do ourselves to prove it to ourselves and the world and anyone who doesn't believe it. And there is this one thing that no one can deny, no one can debunk. I don't care how good you are with computer graphics, what kind of video you think you can make. There's no explanation for the southern stars rotating around a central point.
There's dozens of no explanations just like that. Can I let's go back 2.5 years in time on YouTube before the Flat Earth PSYOP. Yeah. I don't know if you can do this. Go on to screen share and go on to Google Trends and it shows you where Flat Earth started just about 2 years ago. Now let's think back, and everyone in the chat, anyone who's listening who was on YouTube and was a conspiracy theorist years ago, and you remember when Flat Earth popped up, can you remember what we were all exposing before Flat Earth? It was things like the military industrial complex.
Yeah.
The Federal Reserve.
Federal Reserve.
The Federal Reserve was a big hot topic.
Yeah.
9/11. All the pedophile thing. That was what people were into, wasn't it? That was what...
We had Pizzagate. There's been more exposure about that, I think.
GMOs, you know, the Monsanto thing, all of those topics have now been bypassed by Flat Earth, haven't they? You can see it on Google Trends.
Well, it depends who you watch. Like, I mean, if you're sub to Flat Earth channels, sure, you know. Not, I don't see much.
Well, our friend in the chat room, Dave McClinton, said, yes, there is an explanation on the southern stars. Dave, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear or see a model explaining on Flat Earth how you can have central rotation in the north and central rotation in the south. Not possible, bro. It's just not physically possible at all under any circumstances. So I dare you to try. There's literally only one possible explanation when you have a central rotating point. Of course, that we have the North Star, Polaris. The South doesn't have a single star that stays put, but there is a central point of rotation. All the stars in the southern, if you're in the southern hemisphere, they go around.
They all rotate around that point. Absolutely.
What about this? What about the Earth?
Hang on. Dave McClinton just said it's on a video, but from Enter the Stars. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not even going to watch it because he's a known liar.
Yep. Yeah.
What about the Earth's shadow on the moon?
The stars. What?
Earth's shadow on the moon.
Yeah, how does that happen on a flat Earth?
Well, it's just impossible, isn't it?
I'm thinking.
It's impossible.
There's absolutely
Completely
no
impossible.
way. And my favorite is the fact that for eons we have been, sailors have been calculating their latitude by how many degrees above the horizon Polaris is. Now, when it's at the horizon, i.e. 0 degrees, you are at the equator. Now, there is absolutely no way that Polaris can be at the horizon on a pancake. It does not work. It
Hey
will
guys,
never,
Enter the
ever be
Stars.
on.
Enter the Stars is under the impression that the Earth is concave.
Oh,
Nuh-uh.
for
Keep
fuck's
that in
sake.
mind.
Really?
Well, that is totally
Yes.
ridiculous too.
Hey.
Because if that was the case, instead of ships sinking hull to crow's nest,
You're
they would
right.
just start
What's-
going up.
What's the dude, Lord Stephen Jesus Christ, or
Lord Stephen Christ. He talks about
does that
he
concave bullshit,
Lord
doesn't he?
Stephen Christ talks about the rectilinear experiment,
That's it. Now, isn't he
which
a
is
convicted? He's a convict, isn't he? He's an ex-con.
I
100%.
don't know. I don't
Yes,
know.
he is. Oh, yes, he is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's a convict, like the dude that I exposed for the third celestial body, OD reality or Overdose Denver.
Reality.
He put out a video where he said that the reason for the eclipse for the Earth's shadow on the moon is because there's a third celestial body in between the Earth and the moon.
Right.
And he's laughing his ass off while he's saying it. And guess what? He's a convicted ex-con as well. And that was for something. That was for something very naughty. It wasn't pedophilia, but it was something to do with an underage girl, but only a
Rape.
just underage girl.
Statutory rape.
Something along those lines. Yes.
David did say that Lord Stephen Christ is a con. So
Yeah, he's an ex-con. Look at all these flat earth fucking so-called leaders and gurus. They're all either ex-actors or ex-convicts.
Yeah.
Would you trust either of them?
No.
I think to this day in Egypt, you're not allowed, as an actor, you're not allowed to give evidence in a court because actors are just known liars.
What about Eric?
They learn
Dubé?
to lie, don't they? That's what
he
the
a
skill of
con?
acting is, isn't it? Lying.
Eric Dubé, I don't know whether he's
What
a
about
con
him?
or not, but he's something. I
He's
tell
like
you.
the pioneer of all of it.
he is.
Oh yeah, Eric Dubé, whose dad just happened to be interviewed by Alex Jones. Yeah, Eric Dubé, whose girlfriend just happens to be the daughter of a general of the time military, and yet he's fighting the New World Order.
Uh-huh.
Fuck off!
Really?
Amy,
Fuck off!
Yes.
do me a favor. Do you have that image that I asked you to create a couple of weeks ago with the southern stars on the flat Earth? Do you have that image handy? I want to pull that up and show it on the screen. We can talk about that for a minute.
Hang on.
We're wasting more time discussing what's already known.
I know.
Is Santa Claus real? Is Santa Claus real?
Yeah, let's talk about
Prove to
that.
me Santa Claus isn't real. Prove it.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right.
All right.
Prove
Well,
it.
Doesn't water.
I went to bed,
Curve
and when I
doesn't
woke up, there were presents. So how do you explain it? Okay, water doesn't
Really?
curve.
Curve doesn't water though, does it?
Curve doesn't water.
No, prove me wrong.
Curve doesn't water.
Prove me wrong.
Okay,
What
hold
is
on.
Mr. Grimvee asking me here? I'm not sure.
Grim
that-
V said,
that-
"Enter the Stars" as a clickbaiter too.
I don't even know who this enters.
he was all with those other
Is he a
guys.
flat Earth fuckwit?
Enter the Stars was with those other guys, Jeff C. and Red Pill Revolution and
Let me go and check his
the
channel out.
Vigilant Christian and people like that.
Vigilant Christian. Oh, fuck off. That dude's a well-known shill, isn't he? 100%. He cries on camera to get money.
I know it wasn't Vigilant Christian. No, it was Press Reset Earth. That's who it was.
Stephen James makes an excellent point. We haven't even mentioned this. This is something a lot of flat earthers talk about, and they lie about it when they talk about it. The size of the sun and you see a lot of videos where the sun gets smaller as it goes over the horizon. Or
fucking idiots.
Yeah, Stephen James, he says easiest flat Earth debunk is that the sun angular size or diameter of the sun is fixed from sunrise to sunset. Proving its distance to the observer is also fixed. Thus, it is us that's moving, not the sun.
Oh my days. Or look. It's as simple as this. Enter the Stars has got in his recommended channels Dabu777.
Okay,
Dabu.
I take him with a grain of salt.
A fucking big grain of salt, man. He's Alex Jones. He's just a teenager Alex Jones market, isn't it? His fit poor.
You can share my screen if you want. I mean, I've put me on. You can look at my screen because I'm sharing.
I would like to address a comment real quick. David McClinton. I won't read the entire comment, but the last part of the last sentence. He says that the longest distance photographed is over 200 kilometers, and he says it's impossible to do on a ball. And I'm going to tell you that's not impossible. Look up atmospheric lensing.
Also, from what height was the picture taken? If you're on, say, a ship that's 300 feet up off the water, you're going to see a lot further than if you've got your eyeballs at water level.
Yes, that's absolutely correct, Amy. And I'll give you one even better. And now it's not 200 kilometers, but it's close. It's 90 miles.
I'm just going to share a picture for you. I'm just going to share quite a nice little picture.
Hold that, Amy. Hold that picture, Amy. But let me get this out. You
want me to stop sharing?
No. Well, unless I don't know.
Do you see that one?
Because Conchi wants to share something.
Well, Grim, just to.
Hey, look. When I went to Alaska,
Mr. Grim wants to come in on the chat.
That's quite possible in a moment. Yes, we'll think about that in a minute. Let me get this out. We'll figure that out in a second. In Alaska, it's Mount Denali. Okay, it's the one that they renamed. It used to be Mount McKinley. When that mountain was discovered, it was visible from 90 miles away. Okay, nobody freaking believed it. But the guy who discovered it said, look, we saw this thing, and by the time we got there, we measured it was 90 miles from the point that we saw it to the point where we got to it. Okay? So Mount Denali, previously known as Mount McKinley, was visible from the ground 90 miles.
You cut out there.
You cut out, Aaron.
Aaron, say again.
Aaron. Houston, we have a problem.
Aaron.
He's been pulled. They pulled him. CIA have got to him. MI5.
Yeah, got him. They came in and snatched him right out of YouTube world.
We shouldn't even joke about it like that.
You think you can get away with not doing it on your channel?
Hey, I got some breaking news for you guys.
Oh, there you go. Here it is.
Hey, this just in. Nancy handed me a
hear
note.
us at all? Did you hear us?
Nancy handed me a note. This just in. Trump just pardoned Sheriff Arpaio.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yay.
What a show.
Again.
Yeah. Good. He doesn't deserve to be.
We interrupt this broadcast first.
He doesn't deserve to be charged for enforcing immigration laws. That's bullshit. He doesn't deserve that.
Has there been any more updates on the Buckingham Palace attack?
The Buckingham Palace attack? I'm not watching the news, so anybody.
The knife attack.
The knife attack. Sword. It was a sword.
The sword. The attack.
It was King Arthur with Excalibur.
Sword.
He's watching too much Game of Thrones.
At Buckingham Palace.
It was Game of Thrones. Yeah, the Game of Thrones fan taking it all a bit too seriously. I'm King of the North. I'm King of the North. King of the North.
How long do you want me to leave this picture shared here?
Ian, highlight Amy's icon. Let's talk about this picture real quick.
Do we have to?
Well, yeah, because Dave.
That's a 2D representation of a 3D shape. So things are gonna get squished up where they shouldn't do.
Go ahead and pull it up, Amy. Highlight Ian. Click on Amy's icon. Yeah. Go. You did? Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I had Dominic highlighted. All right. So there you go. Everybody get a look at this picture, particularly our friend Dave, who doesn't seem to be on the same page when it comes to the Southern Stars.
Bayek, it's the ice wall. It's the ice wall. There's white walkers beyond. There's white. You don't want to know.
There's something mysterious protecting us from. Too, though, Conchi. That's not easily written off.
NASA are protecting us from the White Walkers outside the wall. Game of Thrones is predictive programming.
That's not easily written off, that ice wall, because it's been seen and it's been.
No, it hasn't.
Well, no, it hasn't. There's areas
it has been seen. I saw it on Game of Thrones episode 1.
Yeah,
I did. It was I saw it on the TV.
No, that was season 3. That was just before she died. No, but I mean, the whole Antarctica thing is so secretive and everything.
Very strange. Again, yes.
I think they're just hiding more land, maybe. That's why they're just lying about everything.
Well, no, they can't be hiding more land because the calculations on the north and the south sides for latitude would get screwed up. Okay?
Yeah, they're fucking with us. They are fucking with us. That is for certain. It's NASA. Look, NASA are a government agency.
Yeah.
How can anyone trust any government agency?
Nazi agency, don't forget.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, well, fascist. The American government is a fascist.
Communist thing. You know.
Well, it's fascism.
Well, I guess,
isn't it? Essentially.
Yeah, communism and fascism are pretty much the same, except that in fascism you have corporate control of
which
the
is
communist.
what you see in America right now, is it not?
Exactly what we've got.
Exactly what we've got. Yeah. Even your House of Speakers, the House of Representatives, or the House of Speakers in America, there's two fasci either side. Whenever your president speaks, he's speaking in between two fascis, the symbols of fascism.
Yeah, and the golden, and Conti, the golden tassels on the flag means the corporation.
Yeah, there you go, and that as well. Yeah, and the stars and stripes is pretty much just an adaptation of the East India Company flag. It's a corporation, just like the Crown Corporation of London.
Okay.
Does this pick, or shall I stop sharing?
Yeah, let's talk about flat Earth and the Mandela effect, shall we? Yeah, stimulate our brains.
I just want to point out for our friend Dave in the chat and anybody else who has trouble understanding what I was talking about when it comes to Southern Star rotation. If you were looking, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere and you're looking south and you see the Southern Stars rotate around a central point.
Wait there.
Let's just take
due south. Make sure you understand that point is always due south.
Hold on, I'm about to troll someone in the chat.
So let's just take any one of these arrows. Let's take the one that's pointing to the right. Okay, right, dead center of the screen, pointing straight to the right. If you were if you were standing on a spot of land and you were observing the Southern Star rotation, and you moved, let's say, a mile or 2 miles or even less in either direction, east or west, and then you looked south, you would not be looking in the same direction south, according to the flat Earth. You would be looking 1 degree or 2 degrees, going around the pancake circle. So therefore, you would not see the same circular motion as this image describes. You couldn't possibly have all of these multiple circular rotating points from the Southern Stars. You just couldn't have it.
Yeah, it just makes a big muddy mess.
Now, if we take the other arrow, if we go from the one that I was talking about, go anti-clockwise. So we're looking at the arrow right there. You got your cursor is on it. So that arrow, it cuts across Australia. It cuts across Eastern Australia. So if you had a friend who lived in Western Australia, he would see a completely different set of circular stars. Do you know what I mean? And you wouldn't even have to go as far as East and West Australia. You could go just a mile or two east or west from any location. And if you viewed south, you would be viewing in a different direction than you were previously. Maybe only by a degree.
That's a reflection off the firmament. It's NASA projecting CGI.
Isn't that how a rainbow's formed? If it's the glare off the dome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. You know what? Let's have fun with the firmament for a second. Okay. Since they tell us, and I'm not going to give you facts because I have not measured it, so I don't know. So they say that the Earth is 25,000 miles in diameter,
give or take.
So the equator is where that is measured. So on this flat Earth model that we're looking at, the equator is halfway from the center to the outer.
Don't try and make the model work. It won't happen.
No, I'm not trying to make it work. I want to show how absurd it is.
It's fucking ludicrous.
The equator, now if you look at this pancake and you imagine roughly halfway from the center to the outer ring, right about where the equator would be. Amy, put your cursor right about where the equator would be. Thank you. Right about there. So if that circle is 25,000 miles in diameter, how big is the diameter of the outer circle? What, 30, 40, 50,000 miles in diameter?
A lot.
So the firmament would have to cover this entire thing. And it would have to go beyond the ice wall. Otherwise, we'd hit it before we got there, right? Because we've seen the ice wall, right?
Well, how many days of the year is it dark in the winter in Antarctica? It's like
the same number as it's dark in the Arctic winter up there.
Right.
Okay,
So it wouldn't have to
I
go
don't remember
all the way to down, like
just off the top of my head. I don't remember
below
exactly.
Australia kind of thing.
Hey guys, you know when it gets really funny is when they have the sun circling above that model. You know when the sun is just.
Oh, do you want to see something funny? Oh yeah, Richie's got one. I tried to show you the other day.
But for some mystical, magical reason,
yes,
think
Amy.
about it. If the sun is a 3D object, unless the sun's flat as well, which is what I used to ask flat earthers. Do you think the sun's flat and the moon's flat, or is it just us? But anyway, the point being is, if the sun was traveling around, why it would cover the entire thing? It would be light always, wouldn't it? Because light doesn't go, well, I need to stop here because the moon's over there and it should be dark. Think about it. The sun would light everything. The entire platform would be lit continually, wouldn't it? Because the sun is giving off light in all directions.
Yeah, but for some reason on the flat Earth model, the round spotlight known as the sun, or the sun simulator, as Richie from Boston calls it.
Richie from Boston.
Yeah, for some reason it doesn't make a circle; it makes a straight line halfway across.
Well, and they try to suggest that that's some sort of a shade that creates that line. Well, now I'm sorry, but if you look at a lamp,
why are we talking about this? It's mental.
And you're not looking right at the light, you can still see
if we're going to talk
the light.
about, I'm not being funny, but if we're going to talk about fantasy, I'd much rather talk about Game of Thrones. It's far more fucking interesting than this shit.
I've never seen it.
But the thing is, Conchi, you think about it, and there's like, I always think about, they always put truth in entertainment and stuff, so it's like they threw 9/11 at us in movies and shows. So I always got to question everything.
Yeah, sure. I understand the question and everything.
They mock
really
us, like showing us by mocking us, right?
I do understand that. But again, this is if it's not only flat, but it has to be stationary. Now, why look at all the dynamic weather systems we get? How would that be generated? I asked this question to every Flat Earth channel, and they will never respond. How do you propose that these dynamic weather systems are generated on a flat and stationary plane? How are they generated?
Well, playing devil's advocate, it would probably be the same as they're generated here. you've got a portion of the atmosphere that's heated where the sun is close, and so the hot air rises, and that causes a low pressure, so air rushes in to fill it, and we call that wind. And as the sun moves, the hot spot moves, and so hot air rising.
What hot spot?
What you mean?
Where's this hot spot? What hot spot? Back up. What hot spot?
The spot where the sun is closest to the Earth.
You mean the equator, or you're putting this in the realms of the flat Earth?
Well, either. You could. It works on both, actually, I would say. And I'm not advocating flat. I'm only playing devil's advocate here.
Stationary plane. A flat and stationary plane.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why would it be? Why would a tornado be shaped like a tornado then? How would that happen? How would all storms be shaped like spirals that would work perfectly on a sphere?
See, now that's a very, very valid point, because hurricanes and tornadoes turn differently directional from northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere. They turn the other way,
don't they? Yes, they do, don't they? You see, the flat Earth is ridiculous. Can you imagine going in and having any papers, any of these idiots? Can you imagine David Weiss or Richie from Boston going in front of a group of scientists and proposing, I want you to peer review my papers on the flat Earth?
Well, they'll get shut down anyways. They're only going to handpick people to do their tests and studies, just like they did for the global warming hoax.
No. It's not as simple as that, because there are a lot of amateur scientists. There are Ian. How many?
Unless you go along with what they want you to find out.
How many hours videos have you watched by geodetic surveyors in comparison to how many hours of flat Earth nonsense? How many hours have you watched about geodetic surveying?
Well, I haven't watched any. But
right, okay. So go and watch some videos by geodetic surveying, and they'll show you how it works. Because either every single geodetic surveyor is in on this conspiracy, and all the theodolites are in on this conspiracy, and theodolites are much more accurate instruments than P900s.
Right.
Forsooth, I bring forth the holy P900.
No, I'm not saying
how do you level it?
I'm not saying I'm a flat earther or anything. I'm just saying these are some of the arguments that I've seen, right?
Yeah, I know.
Pointing out some of the things that the flat earthers are pointing out. And I question a lot of them as well. I mean, you look at the flight paths, and it's really,
What's wrong with the flight paths?
Very questionable.
What is wrong with the flight paths? There's nothing wrong with the flight paths. There isn't.
Well, there is something wrong with something that happened. I don't know if you heard about it, but
what?
They had a plane going from Taiwan. I think it was Taiwan, right, Aaron, or something? Or
is this going to be the baby born on board?
Bali, wherever Bali is.
Was this about a baby?
Are you talking about the one where they had to land in Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was thoroughly debunked. Like everything that they come up with is thoroughly debunked.
A pilot said
14
that,
hours.
stay close to
14
land.
hours from the tip of South America to Australia on a flat Earth map. It takes 14 hours to fly that flight. I know people that live in Argentina that visit relatives in Australia. The flights are very real. Look at a flat Earth map. Look at the flat Earth map, which is a 2D representation of a 3D shape. It's a 14-hour flight from South America to Australia, which on a flat Earth map would be like a 30-hour, 40-hour flight.
Yeah, they would
it's
have to stop
ludicrous.
to refuel.
This is how
they
the
would
logic.
have to stop to refuel somewhere. Definitely.
Well, I seen a flight path where it went from Buenos Aires all the way up to India. What's the capital of India? Bangladesh?
Mumbai.
Yeah, somewhere, and then
Which
all the
was
way back
Bombay.
down. All the way back down to Indonesia.
And
it's like, okay, it just seemed, I guess they just stopped. But when you see the flight path, it like disappears on the radar and then it reappears closer to the shore later.
Well, that's probably because there's no one there to
strange.
track it, because that's how all those tracking systems work, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just very strange, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, sure, it's strange, but the bottom line is, I know people that have flown from Buenos Aires to Sydney in Australia, and it's about a 14-hour flight.
So they go all the way up, right, to refuel, and then go all the way back down, right?
Well, on a flat Earth, it would be like a 30, 40-hour flight, wouldn't it? It's you know, it's complete lunacy. That's what the flat Earth is. When they have the maps and they have the sun has to be the sun is orbiting the flat Earth, isn't it? It's just
what about this guy Cleese, who put out the new standard map of the world back in like 1800 and something? What about him? Like,
now maps are very fucking interesting because they always try and place Britain at the center.
You know who I'm talking about, you guys? Cleese. He put out a standard map of the world way back in
Perry Reese.
No, Cleese.
Yeah.
Gleason?
No,
Gleason's map.
Ian, I think you might be talking about the Perry Reese map. Wait, no, you said he put it out when?
In the 1800s. Let me just, yeah, here it is. Cleanse. Oh. Cleans. Okay, here I'll screen share this.
Yeah, I want to show you something retarded from Richie from Boston in a minute.
Oh dear.
As soon as
That's all the truth movement is now, is retards, ex-convicts, and ex-actors trying to turn a buck.
Yeah, YouTube's become a cesspool, hasn't it?
Oh, very much so. Intentionally, I'm certain. Intentionally, because before that, people were hitting on the right targets. People were talking about the military industrial complex, the Federal fucking Reserve, Monsanto, GMO foods. How dirty is our water? Fuck knows. Vaccines. You know, 9/11, all the pedophiles in power. But now it's all flat Earth. We're doing it now. Look at the time it's wasting of us now talking about it.
That's right. Yeah, we need to get off this.
We just thought we'd talk about it today. That's all.
Let's talk about the boxing match between the white guy and the black guy.
Here's this Gleason's standard map of the new standard map of the world, which was like from 18 something. Yeah, I gotta go open 5 windows.
Draw a map. It's very difficult to represent a 3D shape in 2 dimensions. Extremely difficult.
That's right.
You will get warping.
Yes.
That's right. You'll get distortions no matter what.
You have to. And Matt,
well, it's not only just this picture. He does actually talk about the Earth being flat in his books and stuff like that. His writings. And
maybe selling some mugs. Can I get one of his T-shirts? Because they all flog T-shirts.
Well, this was in 18-something.
But that's a 2D representation of the world, isn't it? Look where Australia is. Look where South America is on that map. That's 14 hours on a flight. You can book it anytime you like.
That's right.
It's not one flight. It's not just one flight.
Denying the shape of the continents. They're just saying that, you know, that this is how it's laid out, right? Because I mean, it's the same thing, anyways, right? You just
but it's a 3-dimensional shape, isn't it?
Create a sphere with a flat surface, and you get the same thing, right?
You don't get the same thing.
No, you don't get the same thing because you want to talk about flight paths. Now we're talking about something entirely different.
Like, it's not going to change the shape of the continents. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it does.
What shape is a raindrop?
Yes, it does.
Shape of the raindrop. Nature loves round. It loves
circles. Circles and cycles.
Spheres.
All right, let me show you something real quick, and then maybe we'll get off this subject.
Yeah.
I think we should. It's
a circular argument.
Cognitive dissonance. That's what it is. It's picking on people's, you know, it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's all of that shit, and it works a fucking treat because it's just curtailed us and taken us down a dead end, hasn't it?
All right, check this out from Richie from Boston. This is an 18-minute video.
Aaron, can you please say Richie from Boston?
It's Richie from Boston.
Richie from Boston.
It's Boston.
Oh, Boston, Richie from Boston. Well, that kid, the guy from Fantasy Island.
I'll buy you a skateboard for $1. I'll sell you my skateboard for $1. Yeah. All right. So out of an 18-minute video, I'm gonna play I'm gonna play this video for about
light stop there like that. Why would it stop? Why would that 3-dimensional light source stop just like that? Why wouldn't it? Like, does your bulb in your room suddenly stop like that? No, light doesn't behave like that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Travels at the speed of light.
No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. And when it's daytime in the United States, in this particular image, the whole continent of North America is in daylight in this image, and yet the entire continent of South America is in dark. And this doesn't happen in reality. But I'm going to play this video.
Of course it doesn't happen in reality.
I'm going to play this video for just a few seconds, but I want to highlight something. I want to highlight a couple of 2 or 3 things. Watch it. I'll just watch this video for just a few seconds. Just watch.
You'll have to.
Now, first of all, the sun and the moon are moving at virtually the same speed. Okay.
How big would the sun be when it came overhead when you're in America and the sun was at midday? It would be
look at this. Look at this fucking model. The sun is moving slightly faster. If you watch it long enough, it catches up to the moon. But I mean, look at this. The sun and the moon are moving at almost the same speed. Okay, the moon takes 28 fucking days to go around, and the sun goes around in 1 day. So there's error number 1. Okay, the other error is that the sun and the moon are on this, at least on this model, that they're on the same plane. So the sun isn't actually casting any shadow on the Earth. And the video here titled from this is a mirror, by the way. I'm on Controversy Hub, but this is a mirror of Richie from Boston.
Richie from Boston. Hey, guys, I'm a bit broke at the moment. Guys, you couldn't spare it. There's the link to my Patreon. I need some buy a mug. I need some crack. I need a new tire.
Yeah. Okay. So there's only about 25 things wrong with this video model. Just whatever.
There's nothing right with it.
And the title of this is How the 2017 Eclipse Proves Flat Earth. And then this is the model they show. What?
He's preying on Christians. That's what he's doing. He's preying on Christians. Because Christians do give money. They are into charity. And the majority of them are really nice people. And he's preying on them and probably making a good bit of money off of them as well.
Agreed. All right. So I'm not going to belabor this point. This is just fucking retarded.
It is fucking retarded. It really is. It's Dunning-Kruger. That's what it is.
All right. So, all right. Let's completely change the subject. Let's get off flat Earth. Okay. I'm serious. I've had enough of that.
I had enough of it 2 years ago.
You guys are boring the shit out of me right now.
Let's talk about the boxing match. Let's talk about this big fucking rigged sports event that is going on. What is it, tomorrow night?
Are you of the opinion that there is some symbolism between a white guy and a black guy since we just had an eclipse?
Shit, dude, it's no fucking coincidence, and they're stoking up the race hatred everywhere.
No, I mean in relation to the eclipse.
Yes, that would make sense. They do a lot of symbolic
stuff. Yeah, it's very possible. What is it?
We just had the sun blocked out by the moon.
It's possible. The symbol is boxing. What boxing?
Okay, so based on
match in the ring, isn't it? The ring is square. What is masonry all about? Squaring the circle.
Okay, so how do we interpret the eclipse versus the boxing match? Because the sun shines, the moon moves in front of the sun, blocking it completely, and then the moon passes, and then the light shines again. So who wins, the sun or the moon? The black guy or the white guy is what I'm trying to say. Who wins?
The black one, because he takes away the light.
But only temporarily, Ian. Only temporarily.
Yeah, in the long run,
a few minutes later, the sun was shining again.
The light wins. You're right, Amy, because the light never really goes out. It's just.
That's right. That's right. A few minutes later, the sun was shining again. So, based on that, can we say the white guy is going to win?
Yeah.
The Irish. He's Irish, right? That's it. The Pacquiao or whoever. Who the fuck is? Who's fighting?
Conor McGregor. Can I just do a quick screen share?
Of course you can. Am I done? Did I undo mine?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Can you see that one quickly?
Oh my God. Flat Earth again?
That was one I was going to put up, but no. There's Floyd Mayweather.
Flathead.
There's Floyd Mayweather.
He looks like Kevin Hart. He looks like a tiny little black man.
He's doing his
He is
devil
a
horn.
tiny little black man.
Homage to who pays him.
Oh, now why can't I zoom? There's the Cumbria Freemasons in association with Kendall Amateur Boxing Club, because the Masons, for some reason,
Lovely.
can you see how much the tickets are, people?
Um,
Can you see how much the tickets are? £33
can't read
per
it.
person.
nuh-uh. Oh, there it is. It's a little bit blurry on my end, but yeah, I see it.
I can't really. Yeah.
I do. I see it.
Holy.
Yeah.
In red, Ian, down there on the bottom in red.
On the Rose
£3
Hill
per person.
estate.
Oh, there. Okay, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Rose
Wow.
Hill estate.
That Rosa
So
Cruz.
yeah, £33 per person. Squaring the circle. What masonry's all about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now this is a UFC Dethrone. I think it's a very famous clothing label. Any symbolism there?
No,
People?
no.
Anything subtle? No, I didn't think so either. No.
We're just
No,
coincidence
not
there.
at all.
No,
I mean,
No, not at all. No.
no,
There's Muhammad Ali. This guy, I can't remember what he is. We'll just concentrate on that, shall we?
Which one? The guy with the nose?
The handshake.
The handshake.
Oh, yes. That is a Freemasonic handshake right there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the thumb over the knuckle.
Now, he's not... Wait. Hang on.
Thumb over the...
It might be. Look, from what I understand, you're supposed to put a thumb between the knuckles, not over the...
Well, it depends
Not
on
always.
what
Sometimes
level
it's-
you're at. You
I get
can
right.
put
Right. It kind of depends on your level.
on your level, but that's just not a standard handshake.
There's the poor guy receiving an honor from one of your
One idiot
presidents.
to another.
Yeah, George Bush, I think he was
Well,
called.
I think he was having issues with the smell of sulfur, so that's why.
Well, that's nice, isn't it?
Oh, lovely!
Yeah.
It's the Baphomet star. Yay!
And there's your Star of David on the inside.
And there's the Boxing Day blood donor
Remember, and it's the
clinic.
star of Remphan, really.
The Freemasons of Manitoba have adopted the Boxing Day clinic at 777 William Avenue. Please join us to give the gift of life.
Right.
God Almighty.
God Almighty.
Canadian Blood Services, Ian. Get yourself
lovely.
down there, son.
Oh yeah, I'll go donate tomorrow.
Yeah, on Boxing Day at 777 William Avenue.
Lovely.
Oh, and yeah, it seems that Floyd Mayweather likes that symbol as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Now that I don't know. I mean, I've seen star necklaces.
Yeah, sure. It could be hiding in plain sight. It could just be a star necklace because he is a star, and we refer to people that get in these positions of celebrity as stars, don't we?
What is he
Stars.
wearing? Is that a backpack? Is that a shoulder holster? What is he wearing?
It's a gay bag. I don't know.
Who knows?
So, there we go. There's our friend Floyd Mayweather. This was the best. I was looking for him with Masonic handshakes. This was about as good as I could get. Don't know who's that guy. Some big American.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, that's Jimmy Kimmel.
Who?
Jimmy Kimmel.
So he's a big.
He replaced Jay Leno, didn't he?
Yeah.
I love his black and white. I love his black and white tie, don't you? So what do you reckon on that handshake? Marks out of 10 for a Masonic handshake there.
I can't really even see Merriweather's knuckles, but yeah, it looks like his hand is on the back of his. Oh, yes, it is. It's right between the first and second knuckle. I see it there.
Maybe you can see it clearer when it's further out.
It is. It's.
You gotta remember, these people are all in the elite club. You know, they all get in the elite clubs, right?
They're low level. They're low level nothings, but they are.
Yeah,
if
they're in the club.
Toe the line, yes, they're in kind of, but they're not the fucking Illuminati. Jay-Z's not the Illuminati. You know.
No, they may be
They're puppets. They're puppets in the game, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just useful idiots to them, really.
Yeah, very, very useful. Then very useful it is.
They're very
because
influential, right? They're the people we look up
Very
to. They're our heroes. They're our idols. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're the best
Yeah,
people to use.
exactly. There are stars.
Well, Marilyn Monroe was a perfect example, wasn't she? She was in the. She was an Illuminati sex slave.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we know where his loyalties lie, don't we, Mr. Floyd Mayweather, Mr. Money Mayweather?
Yeah. Well, we know who pays him now because he's giving homage to them. They have to. They have to
There's
show
no ifs
the
or
world
buts, is
who's
there?
paying them.
You can't really if or but that, can you?
Not really. Just like The Rock. Did you see what The Rock did there just a month ago or so?
No.
Fucking comes out, oh, hail Satan, puts up the bullhorns. And then another skit, he made a pedophile robot. And he was a doctor pretending to make this child robot for pedophiles.
Right. The molesting robot.
I heard about it, and I haven't even bothered to look at it. But it's vile.
Disgusting.
It is. It's disgusting.
You can tell that he sold his soul.
I don't think this is Conor McGregor's team thing, but this is another. This is the lab,
Looks
which
like
is
LGBT
martial arts training center. Any subtle symbolism there? Maybe
LGBT mixed martial arts training.
LGBT mixed martial arts. That's what it looks like.
It almost does. It almost looks like it's hidden.
Oh well, that's funny. There's a really. I mean, what's that thing about jiu-jitsu? It's only gay if you make eye contact. You know, when they're rolling around grappling.
You're only a fag. You're only a fag if you're on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay again. Looks like he's wearing a nice black and white tie, very similar to the one that Mr. What did you say he was called? Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the late night sensation.
That one.
Yeah, the latest propagandist.
The latest puppet doing what he's told to do.
Oh yeah.
Controlling the narrative.
They still beating that drum?
Look at the checkerboard floor. You know, it's all there, right? It's just all there.
Well, I can't remember exactly who that is, but that's two British boxers.
Blue chairs representing the Blue Lodge.
Okay. Well, this is it. Who's going to win tomorrow night? You're talking the black guy or the white guy? You're talking the red corner or the blue corner?
As soon as we started the show, it just started.
So they're standing in a Masonic lodge doing a photo picture, right? They're standing inside a Masonic lodge doing a picture. Is that what this is?
Pretty much. Yeah, because they've had...
Absolutely.
Nice.
You know, Freemasons control sports, period. End of story. They are in deep. They formed the Football Association in England.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to say it, but most of them rhyme with... Most of them that own these things rhyme with bluish.
UFC are sponsored by Reebok. Reebok. Any subtle symbolism with Reebok?
No, I don't see anything. It looks like a flux capacitor.
Yeah, that's you're right.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It does.
See, truth in movies, lies in the news.
Fancy taking a trip to the regular Grand Lodge of the Kingdom of Morocco, Masonic Times of Africa?
You know, I don't trust those Moroccans.
No, nor me. Beautiful country, though.
Lovely artwork.
And there's the Octagon.
There's the 666 right in the middle. Vav, Vav, Vav.
Yeah.
Yes.
That symbol there is a Vav. It's Hebrew.
And you also have a truncated pyramid.
Not Hebrew. What is it?
It is Hebrew.
Hebrew?
Yes.
It's the Jewish number 6.
You've got Wargaming Net, Unibet, all in green and white, Creed, Thanksgiving, Wargaming Net, and Reebok again.
The Wargaming Net is a truncated pyramid.
Yeah.
It's a trapezoid.
So well spotted. Yeah, it is. You're right. Yeah. Don't know what this creed is. No idea.
It's basically a pyramid without the capstone.
Yeah. It's gladiatorial thing again, isn't it? That's what it boils down to.
I hate seeing women fight. That's just not something that I've ever gotten into.
for some reason we're getting comments saying that Conchi's screen share is not happening.
Oh,
Are you joking?
I've got him highlighted, so maybe Ian needs to just highlight him.
Now you are.
Yeah.
Aaron's screen sharing. Or now you are, right?
What? No, I'm not sharing it. Dominic is.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it on the...
Are you seeing it now?
Well, I'm seeing it in the Hangouts, but I'm not seeing it out on the
You gotta present to everyone. Make sure you click that present to everyone if it says.
You've got him highlighted, Ian. Yes?
Yeah.
Maybe we're being messed with.
Maybe we're showing copyrighted material from a magazine.
We're showing pictures that are free to download from the internet. So does that mean that people didn't see all of this?
Okay, it looks like you're coming up.
See it now.
Yeah, we can see it now.
All we're trying to show here that boxing is completely and utterly controlled at the highest levels, like nearly all sport is, by Freemasons.
Well, I hate to say it, Conch, but it's all rigged by Freemasons.
I mean, this is crazy, isn't it? The symbolism here.
All of the high-end sports are rigged, and they're all, it's just a show. It's an entertainment.
I think you have to say that absolutely everything that is presented as entertainment in the mainstream media is social engineering and social control at one level or another. Everything.
Well, you got to remember, all the people that rhyme with bluish run all the media, all the entertainment industry.
Could you be a little more subtle, Ian?
Yeah, but you cannot skirt around that fact, can you? You cannot skirt around
the fact. No.
Well,
it's run and owned by all 5 corporations, run all 6 major networks.
Can I make a point on that?
Just say it, Amy.
The people who are in control are psychopaths. That they happen to be of a sort that rhymes with bluish has more to do with the fact that eons ago, those people who rhyme with bluish,
and they might not even really be bluish either. They may not even be bluish.
They may not be bluish, but
no, they'll tinge purple.
But they will claim that they are bluish.
Woody Allen's bluish, and he messed with children, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the expose on him. The other day.
Anyway, the point is that the people at the top are psychopaths, irrespective of their bluish or non-bluish status.
I've got a couple of friends that are bluish, and they're not psychopaths, and they oppose Israel, and they oppose humanism.
It's not a bluish problem.
That's a fallacy to say that.
The Smurfs are nice.
It's a psychopathic problem. It's not a bluish problem.
Don't violence against the Smurfs or any bluish people. Can we make that clear?
Well, it's a group of people that are of a certain bloodline that are running the show. Like that's what it is.
They just happen to be that, but they're mainly psychopaths, and they inbreed.
Well, it runs in their DNA. That's what I've heard. That's what Fritz Springmeier says. Yes. It's a DNA thing. This isn't just a money power grab. This is an actual,
I take Fritz Springmeier with a pinch of salt. I'll say that.
Thought here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it possible for me to finish a thought at some point?
No, you're going to get interrupted.
The thing is, yes, it's a genetic thing, but it is not something that is found throughout the entire bluish community.
Just the inbred one.
There are about 1% of all humans of all breeds are psychopaths genetically. They have a gene. The ones at the top inbreed to retain that psychopathic gene.
Yeah,
it's very possible.
And it just happens to be Ashkenazi or whatever, Khazarian. Blues.
Some colors do it more than others. The bluish colors tend to do it a little more often than the others.
But
So is it
the
going to be
point
the blue
is,
corner going to win? Who do we think is going to win tomorrow? Come on, who is it? Someone had done a video saying all the Gematria people, you know, Zachary K. Hubtard and all of that lot, they should be predicting who's going to win tomorrow night between the blue corner and the red. Will it be red, team blue? Who's going to come out of the 45 degrees? Who's going to square the circle and win tomorrow? Who do we think?
I would guess white.
I'm going to say the white guy wins.
Yeah.
Once you go back, you never go back. I'm going
white supremacist.
Yeah, I'm a white supremacist.
You're a white supremacist. Okay.
Yep.
I'm saying that handshake there seals the deal for Mayweather.
No, it's just one Mason to another saying, "Hey, thanks for being on my show."
Yeah, that's my thought too. I bet he'd give the same handshake to the white guy.
I bet the white guy had his turn on the show as well. So
okay, well here's another prediction then. Seeing as I mean, maybe you could find this out on the internet right now, but I guarantee that none of us know which corner are they going to be in. Is Mayweather going to be in the red corner or the blue corner? I'm going to say he's going to be in the red just because he's wearing red trim on that picture.
Well, how about this one? Let's assume for a moment that Mayweather loses. Let's just assume, just for the sake of a fun, thought experiment for a second. If Mayweather loses, what symbolism could we draw from that? Should we be watching the weather next May?
That's a good thought.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. But I mean, yeah, what the fuck? His name is Mayweather.
Conspiracy or not,
it's the weather in May. May is the maypole. It's the springtime. It's the pagan ritual season.
Yes.
So where would we draw from the con or McGregor? He's all right, isn't he? He's going to win. McGregor. Well, I don't know. He's got the M, hasn't he? But then money's Mayweather. And he's got big M as his symbol, hasn't he, for money?
Or Mason.
Or Mason, yeah.
Yes, Mason.
But yeah, I'm going to say he wins and he wears the red gloves. He's going to be representing Team Red. He's going to be, he's going to be holding up the Royal Arch with red. The boxing ring, which is square.
So Ian, this guy McGrim V, he sent you a private message. Did any indication what he wants to talk about? Does he want to? Did he want to come in because we were talking about flat Earth, or I mean, what's the deal?
Yeah,
is he a flat earther? I don't know.
I totally got talking and I totally forgot him. Yeah, did you guys want him to join in, or?
I just was curious as to what he wanted to bring up. I mean, we invited Dominic on, and I don't want to necessarily interrupt that, but I don't want to, at the same time, if McGrim's got something good he wants to share, then I'm up for that. But point being, as I'm curious as to what he wanted to talk about, because we're done on flat Earth. I don't want to go back there. We spent plenty of time on that.
Yeah, we've spent too much time there.
It sucks you in like a treat, just like it's designed to do, though, doesn't it? It sucks you in like a treat.
Yes,
very controversial. For sure.
It creates division and it creates distraction, and we're not talking about the military-industrial complex and Raytheon and all these other names that people were talking about, BAA Systems, Skunk Works, all this other stuff. That got swept aside, and I was going to do this thing. You can go on, and anyone that's listening now, go on to Google Trends. It's called Google Trends, and it will show you what Google searches have been done, and you've only got to type in flat Earth and go over the last 5 years, and you will see how it's bang, it comes out from nowhere.
Yeah, it absolutely did, and it was sponsored. It's not an organic thing.
No way is it an organic thing, and no way is YouTube an organic thing.
Let me throw this out there. I was just scanning through the chat here. Mikey B, when you were screen sharing, we were talking about the UFC, and you showed the floor, the octagon.
Yeah.
Mikey B said the octagonal pyramid is an activating agent of the new energy, fourth and fifth dimensions, as opposed to the four-sided pyramid. And on that note, I would also just remind you all that the Great Pyramid of Giza is in fact an 8-sided pyramid.
An 8-sided pyramid, yes, indeed.
So thanks for that, Mike B. Just so you know, I am paying attention, or trying to.
I also find it interesting with the Great Pyramids of Giza that they're always referred to as being where? Where are they? Where are they? They're in Egypt, aren't they?
Yeah.
We should always bear in mind, no, they're in Africa. They're African. They're in Africa.
True.
Yeah?
True.
They're always referred to as being in Egypt, aren't they? Egyptian parent. Well, they're not. They're in Africa. The Dogon tribe, they're also in Africa. The first university was in Fez in Africa. I know. I visited it. Long before there were universities in Cambridge or Oxford.
No, that's excellent. Excellent point.
Yeah, all of modern mathematics, the Roman mathematical system was fucking useless. X's and L's and ones. The Arabic was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Algebra, algorithms, all of that. The Arabic culture, the Moorish culture was light years ahead of the European.
Yep.
Africa. You know, but whenever you see any of those fucking Hollywood movies about Egypt, what color's Cleopatra? You know,
Pretty white.
Pretty white girl, sometimes even with blue eyes. No, she had cornrows. She was black. She was African. I think it's pretty clear that the Egyptians did not build the pyramids. Period. End of story.
No, they did not. Absolutely.
No.
I would put money on the pyramids being possibly 50,000 years old.
I was going to say 80.
Way more.
Yeah, at least in that.
Yeah, well, did you hear what I said at the sentence at the start? I would put money on them being 50,000 years. I would speculate them on being maybe there was a site there 120,000, 200,000 years ago. Who knows? Who knows? It's a very special site, isn't it? It's a very special point. But I'd put money on them. I would place money. I would bet on them being 50,000 years old, and they probably know that. The archaeologists, they probably know that.
I tried to make the point to Charles Koss that carbon dating only goes back so far, and then it's just a relative guess at older.
Yeah, carbon dating.
Carbon dating is terribly imperfect. Becoming more accurate, but they have carbon dating snails, the shells from living snails as being 5,000 years old. So carbon dating is not. I'm sure maybe in 100 years it'll be very accurate, but it's not at the moment. It's just not. It can give you rough ideas, but if it's dating the shell from a live snail that's 5,000 years old, then you know that you've got that. It's wrong.
So what do you guys think about this movement to tear down the monuments? Are you guys experiencing that over in England? Are you guys going through anything like that?
The statues, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, recently, and I mean very recently, there's been this huge wave of protests that have turned on, the monuments, right? The Confederate monuments. They're pulling statues down. They're protesting to have other ones taken down.
Totally manufactured.
I agree it's manufactured.
Engineered.
I agree it's manufactured. Okay, let me give you a legitimate question. Do you think it's right or wrong to do so? Do you think it's a good idea to remove some of these monuments, including, say, Robert E. Lee, right, of the Confederate Army, right?
I'd say it's totally absurd. It's
I think yeah. The only way to change history is to know history, right? So, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Not really, no.
Good point.
The only way to move forward is to know what we've left behind.
Learn from your fucking mistakes.
Learn from the mistakes. So when kids see this statue, they'll say, "Oh, that's a guy who was, had slavery, and this is your history about slavery." But we're better than that now, you see. And it's
okay. Fair enough. That's a good point. So
I think it's communist.
rather than tear down the artwork and the monuments that we've already built, perhaps we should just build more monuments to honor the message that's trying to be.
Oh, Trump needs a statue,
Well, they
man.
do.
Trump,
I mean, they have George Bush
Trump
statue.
needs a statue.
You know.
Isn't it funny? Didn't you find it funny how many people in the so-called truth movement actually gone, oh yeah, well, like Trump, yeah, he's okay, man. Yeah, like no, but he's like okay. Oh, is he fucked?
Yeah, that blows
he was
me
as
away.
big a puppet as George Bush or any other politician. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be there. End of story.
Oh no, absolutely.
The illusion of choice.
No, absolutely correct. He'd have his Kennedy moment in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, remember Aaron? What the guy said? They probably take him and show him the real JFK video. And say, any questions?
No, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it's beyond obvious Trump was supported by the system, by the people who own and run the system.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aaron, do you know what I think? How I see it from an outsider looking at America is first of all, you had We Are Hope, We Are Change. You had the lunacy of Bush. I don't think he was an idiot. I think he played the idiot. I don't think he was as stupid as he was making out to be, but he was playing the warmongering idiot, the bad kid, the kid that would throw all the other, take the ball and go off. And then you had everyone was clamoring, we need change, we need hope. And then comes in Barack Obama, America's first black president. And he gets a second term. So the African Americans are going to be happy. We've got a black president, blah, 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 blah. And then after that, what do you get? The complete fucking opposite. You couldn't get a more polarized president from Barack Obama to Donald Trump. And then what do you start to see?
Dude, they've turned our presidency into a reality TV show.
Absolutely, of course it is. Come on.
Yes.
And it's as absurd as any typical reality TV show.
I rarely go on Facebook, but every so often I do. And I shared a meme which was a load of those Trump supporters holding up the torches, like the pitchforks and torches, saying, we want our country back. And then underneath was an American Indian saying, so do we. So if they're going to tear down all the statues of Robert E. Lee, who was for the Confederacy, if they're going to tear down his statues, they better tear down all of Lincoln's and all of the people that took America from the people that were living there when Christopher Columbus discovered it.
But in a way, it's almost I'm not supporting Antifa. Okay, they're fucking communists. They're violent. They're a disgrace. But in a way, some of these monuments, in my opinion, they shouldn't be there. We shouldn't be honoring some of these people the way that we do, because the true story behind these people is full of fucking corruption and lies and bullshit. The whole concept of all of these movements and wars, it's false. It's fake. The history that we think we know is fake. And then we erect monuments to what we call heroes of what we used to, of what is fake to begin with.
Our history is not fake. Our history is not fake. It's not fake. It's just been manipulated.
Well, the wars are all.
Well, no, that's just semantics, Dom. That's just semantics. Okay?
I know.
Our history is fake.
Here's my thought.
I mean, there's certainly a real history. Amy, I'll give you a chance just a second. There's certainly absolutely a real history that things actually happened. Take Christopher Columbus, for example. He was a drug running, slave running, raping, murdering
piece of shit.
And there's statues and monuments of him everywhere. I don't see the Antifa trying to pull down Christopher Columbus statues.
Exactly.
I think they should all fucking come down, if you ask me.
Well, where are the American Indians? Why aren't they trying to, we've got to get rid of this George Washington motherfucker? He's the one that founded this shit.
They can knock down every statue and call it.
Yeah. Amy, say what you're going to say.
what I was going to say was, I don't know how much it matters. I can't tell you how many statues and things I have passed by and totally not given a damn about. You know, I don't know. It's like,
Yeah, but art's important to culture. Art is a, you know, that what was the Russians used to call it the culture ministry, didn't they? The Ministry of Culture. Is there something, we've got something the equivalent in England, you know, and there's certain artists will get their work shown. And I don't know about over there, but in England, the artists that are popular, they're they're not artists, they're narcissistic, self-harming weirdos that seem to get promoted. Society, and I think I see it as we are under attack, aren't we? Humanity, our humanity is under attack. And I'm not talking about transhumanist shit or anything like that. I just mean our humanity is under attack. We're being not so much our generation, but the generations below us that are growing up worshipping people like fucking Kim Kardashian, Justin Bieber, singers that can't sing, actors that can't act, politicians that know nothing about politicians. That's the world that they're being brought up into right now, isn't it? And on that note, I'm gonna go to the toilet.
I just think that our history is fake. Virtually everything that we're taught about our history is false and fake.
Well, I think that it's extremely fake, and in fact, I think they moved things around on the timeline, put things in that never happened, and removed an awful lot of stuff that did.
Sure. So in that, you know, in that respect, maybe we shouldn't have the monuments that we do have honoring the fake history. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Certainly, I don't like the way Antifa is going about it.
Oh,
First of all, we know that it's fake and is contrived. So in that sense, what do we make of this? Because we know that these protests are not organic. It's not a real movement. So what do we make of the idea that these people who are protesting monuments, who are actually pulling them down themselves, right? You've seen the footage of the protesters climbing up and pulling on straps and yanking the monuments down. And so what are we to make of this? Because if the protesters are fake and the idea about bringing the monuments down is fake.
Whoa, the protesters are not fake.
Yes, they are.
Whoa, listen.
Yes, they
Hold
are.
on, wait. Yeah, yes, they are. Yes, they are. But no, they're not. There are some that are real. There are some people that do.
Fair enough.
You know,
fair enough. I'm not arguing that.
I'm going to say, yeah, there are some, but I'm going to say that statistically speaking, they're not real.
Look, we know Antifa is paid for. We know Black Lives Matter is paid for. We know that the fucking white supremacist group that infiltrated Charlottesville, we know that they're paid for. We know this all the fucking time. And we know that this movement to bring down statues and monuments, it's not organic either. This is not grassroots stuff.
I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is that a lot of the people that
I know that there's real people get caught up.
This thing, yeah, they mix control,
of course,
with uncontrolled, and then it looks more real, doesn't it? Yeah, it's much.
I think you're missing my point. I'm trying to understand that if the protests are fake by large, okay, if these groups, Antifa and whatever, that are getting violent and yanking down statues, they are not an organic grassroots.
No, they're not.
Movement. It's not.
No, but
it's just not.
People in.
So hang on. Let's move forward. Conclusion. Let's move forward.
They will have people in them that do think it's real. They will.
That's fine. That's not the point. You're missing my point. If the movement in general is contrived,
yes,
then that means that somewhere high up in the elite corners of the world, the ones that we loathe the way that we do, they're the ones who are having the statues pulled down. They're the ones orchestrating.
Yes.
That's right.
So why is it that the elites who run the world, the same elites who lied to us about our history, why are they pulling down the statues?
Because they want to create strife. They want to create civil unrest because
Division.
they're trying to hide pedophile stories. They're trying to cover the economic collapses, everything else. It's all just to keep your attention away from them, no matter what.
And it creates fear. And it creates fear as well, doesn't it? It creates fear.
Strife among the population, which is what they want. They want us fighting each other instead of fighting against them.
Okay,
Yeah,
you both made great points.
You bang on there, Ian.
Division,
yeah,
strife.
they want us. That is so true. They want us fighting each other.
It's sort of another flat Earth, okay?
Well, it's working. Yeah. It's really working very well because people who are, witnessing from the outside, watching these protests and statues and monuments taken down and shit, it pisses them off, right? Those who are not involved in the protesters, you hear, and I've even echoed the sentiment myself that, hey, this history, leave it alone, right? You're destroying history just because you're fucking angry social justice warriors. And it does. It creates a hell of a lot of argument and division. Absolutely. It gives us another reason to be angry at each other.
It's divide and conquer 101, man.
It also eradicates a part of history, doesn't it? So if you're thinking, remember,
but it's the part they wanted us to believe. It's the false.
Yeah, but look. We've got to. As normal people, we only think in terms of our lifetime or our children's lifetime. These fuckers think of what they're continually thinking in 100 years or 200 years or fucking 500 years, maybe.
Fair enough.
They are controlling the globe. They are controlling society.
That's right.
All of it. And
that's right. So what's happening right now at the moment is really a drop in the bucket in the grand
absolutely scheme. Yeah. So they get rid of these statues and then so everyone, all the black people are happy because these fuckers that were slave trading, they've got rid of that. But in 100 years or 200 years, all that'll happen is a segment of history will be eradicated. So almost in 200, 300 years, maybe there won't be any mention of slavery at all because it will have been eradicated from history. Yeah. America will be, no, we never had the slave trade. No, they didn't come to Bristol in England and walk up White Ladies Road to Black Boy Hill, and we've been I went to protest in the 90s in Bristol to get the streets fucking renamed in Bristol because they are called White Ladies Road and Black Boy Hill. And it wasn't us. We've got no guilt about having slaves. We couldn't, at that time, like now, we'd barely be able to feed ourselves, let alone have someone living with you that you'd have to feed. It was only the wealthy fuckers. It was only the aristocracy that could afford to keep slaves.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was commonplace. It was like owning a dog back then. Like,
I don't think it was. I don't think it was commonplace. I don't think it was like owning a dog. I don't. I think you'll find that slaves were all on plantations that were earning a lot of fucking money. Sugar plantations, cotton plantations. No, it wasn't commonplace.
No,
and slaves were worth a lot of money.
Thing. It wasn't. It was normal back then for people to do that.
Amongst businessmen and wealthy people, it was. Right. Yeah, but the average person couldn't afford to go.
Slaves. You're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have to be wealthy to have slaves. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. You had to be wealthy. Probably if you looked into it, and I haven't, but I'm sure if you looked into the colonies and the slave trade and the sugar and who owned the sugar and the tobacco and the cotton, I bet you they all trace back to the fucking lodge. I bet you. I'll put money on it.
But think of it now, though.
Trace back to a bloodline as well.
Think of it now, though. They exploited people back then. Now it's on a world scale that they've exploited us, all of us. We're all like slaves now. You know what I mean? It's no different. It's just everybody now is a slave.
I'm not a slave. Are you a slave? No. Is there a chain on your leg right now?
Well, do you pay taxes?
Yes, of course I pay taxes.
Then you're a slave.
Yeah, but I'm a free-range organic slave in comparison, aren't I?
No, because you drink tap water. I wouldn't call that organic.
Yeah, really.
Oh, fuck off. Now you're going down the semantic road. Come on. We are not chained up. Our slave farms are nice now. Yes, they're still. What was the classic Monty Python?
We're the best kept slaves in history, bro.
We are some of the best.
We are because we don't know we are slaves.
Dude, go to fucking Africa, go to Cambodia, go to Vietnam, go to places
I've got a
like
refrigerator, I've got air conditioning.
Yeah. We're content.
I don't know that I want to go into what I don't have.
That's right. Some of us have more than others, and it's unfortunate in some cases. It's truly
shit happens. Fucking shit happens, doesn't it?
I mean,
some dogs are strays. Some people are homeless. Some people, you know, this, that, and the other.
But in the grander scheme, I mean, the Queen of England, if she wanted to, she could write a single check and feed, clothe, and house every man, woman, and child on the planet. And so could the Pope.
Easily.
Well, these are psychopaths, and they're out to make sure we don't have any.
Who's exposing the Vatican? Who's exposing the Vatican archives now? Or the flat Earth? We're just doing flat Earth. No one needs to buy. You know, what the fuck is going on with the Vatican? The biggest expenditure of the Vatican each year is not the upkeep on their thousands and thousands of huge properties. No, it's paying off out of court settlements for pedophiles.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, and there's another one that people used to talk about in the truth movement. They just don't maybe they do, but it's all covered up with fucking bullshit and psyops like Mandela effect, flat Earth, whatnot. You know, whatever the next one. Remember this time last year? I remember because I was in the UK and I was Ukraine. I was traveling through Eastern Europe and I hadn't been on YouTube, and I came back to England, looked on YouTube. The Earth is, what is it? Trees are giant trees. There were giant trees on Earth, because you're going there, Aaron, aren't you, to see the Devil's, whatever it's called?
Yeah, Devil's Tower. I'm going to go see the giant tree stump.
Make sure you take a picture of that. Remember what I said to you to do about get a plant?
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that.
Get a little plant and put it up there. So look, proof. I have proof. Giant trees.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be great.
But I was expecting another flat Earth psyop this summer. I was expecting.
What do you mean? How and what do you mean?
Well, you know, just another like load of bullshit to boost the flat Earth bullshit.
Yeah, some other thing that, yeah. You know, have you noticed how convoluted they've started getting, trying to explain things that are so elegantly and simply explained on a globe? I mean, they go into all kinds of songs and dances, you know, like third bodies between.
You have to.
I really love the one argument where they say if you shoot a cannon straight up in the air.
It's really late for me. And I don't mind staying up late.
All right, we're done. We're done.
I don't mind staying up late. Can we talk about Chichen Itza? Can we talk about the ancient civilizations? Can we talk about anything apart from
anything, mate? Whatever you like. You're the guest tonight. You pick the topic.
Well, now maybe I should turn the tables on you then.
Somewhere.
Well, how about there was a shooting at a restaurant in Charleston, South Carolina called the Virginian, and it's Charleston, South Carolina happens to be on the 33rd parallel, and the mayor and the police chief in a press conference, they announced that the standoff ended around 3:30 p.m.
Of course it would do, wouldn't it?
Of course.
What other time would it fucking finish, you idiot?
Who said everything wasn't fake? Who said that?
So are you going to get this Hurricane Harvey will be major disaster then? The Category 4 storm is likely to be the worst to hit the U.S. in 12
it's a 4 years. Now? I've been watching it all day, and my friend lives in San Antonio. It's going right over his house.
Is it pretty bad?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. We won't know until the morning how bad it is. It should be hitting landfall any time now this evening.
Because they keep mentioning Corpus Christi.
Oh yeah, that's like the point of impact.
That's body of Christ.
And then
exactly.
That's correct, Amy. And here's the funny part about this particular hurricane. And you can call it weather manipulation if you like, and that might very well be possible. I'm open to that. Nothing surprises me anymore. But there's a huge high pressure system coming in from the north, which they're saying is going to push the hurricane back out to the coast. So in other words, this hurricane is going to go inland about 100 or 150 miles. It's going to stop and turn around and go back out. They're expecting 35 inches of rain in some areas.
Oh my God.
So it's not 33. I bet it's 30.
Yeah, really.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that one, but yeah, they're expecting an enormous amount of fucking rain, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. In fact, I'm going to be paying for it tomorrow morning when I fill up my gas tank, because the majority of the refineries in this country are right there in Corpus Christi area.
Yep.
Our gas is going up 7 cents tomorrow.
How much is a liter of how much is a liter of petrol in America right now?
Well,
we'd have to break it down.
Yeah, we'd have to break it down. We buy it by the gallon. It is $2.20 a gallon in Europe today.
How much for you, Ian, per gallon?
$1. Well, it's going up tomorrow to $1.35.
A gallon?
No, a liter.
A gallon. A liter.
I'm in liters.
So yours is way more expensive than Aaron's then.
It's at $129.9 right now.
You're almost paying exactly what we're paying.
That's per liter.
That's very.
And there's
that's
very
similar to ours.
There's 4 liters per gallon, right?
No.
Yeah, roughly
4 quarts per gallon.
How much?
No, it's about 4.5 liters per gallon, isn't it?
No. No.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
Either way, I know for a fact that Aaron's is considerably cheaper than yours.
It's 3.78. It's 3.8 liters, just under 3.8 liters per gallon.
Okay, so we call it 4.
Just under, well, almost. Yeah, okay, 3 3/4. So yeah.
Can we use it? My mathematics is not brilliant, and I haven't got a calculator. Can we just call it 4 so we can times? Okay. You said it was 2, so 2 times 4 is about $8. Ian's paying roughly $8 per gallon. You're paying 2, yeah.
Well, what did you say, Ian? It's $1. How much?
It's 4 liters per gallon.
How much are you paying per liter?
$1.30. Just say $1.30.
$1.30. So that if we times 4, that's 4. That's $5.20 a gallon. Holy shit!
3 times what you're paying, Aaron. Yeah.
3.78 times.
Okay, you're better at maths than me, roughly. But my point is you're paying considerably less than him or me, because ours is normally $1.19, funnily enough, a litre. You'll see that in our petrol stations. I'm not kidding you. It'll be £1.19. And you ask anyone that's in chat or in England to go and check petrol station prices in England right now, and it's nearly all at £1.19, which is about $1.30, which is about the same as what Ian said. And he's also part of the Commonwealth, isn't he? The Commonwealth.
Now, mind you, the gas price varies dramatically across our country. Like in Alberta, for example, the next province over, it's about $1 a liter or so.
Well, in England, it's the same price fucking everywhere. Land's End to John O'Groats is exactly the same price. And it's the same price, roughly, give or take, across the entire Europe. Isn't that a surprise? And what is it? Why is it that they sell that stuff in $1.99.3? Or £1.99.2. What else? Where's that 0.2? Can I have that, please?
Well, the only thing I can think of is the old saying, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that, well, let's see. If I had a fucking penny for every time somebody bought a gallon of gasoline, well, there you go. Somebody's scraping it up, right? It adds up when you got hundreds of millions of people buying that shit every day.
Here we go. Look in chat. The P99, the big P99, £1.17 Newcastle.
Yeah, Bert said it was 1.4 or 1.4 in Vancouver. Bert's in Vancouver. Big P is in UK. 1.17 pounds. £1.17 in UK.
Why did they invade Iraq? Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction. Terrorists. Remember those clips? We've seen them of Bush and Blair. Oh, yeah. Terrorists. Weapons of mass destruction. Terrorists. Fucking oil. Lots of oil.
Yeah.
Number one biggest business in the world. Arms. Killing people. That's the biggest business in the world. Second biggest business in the world is providing the petrochemicals to keep that killing going. third biggest business is pharmaceuticals to deal with all the fucking damaged people in society.
And then arms as well for the military industrial.
That's number one. Arms is the biggest business in the world, bar none.
Who was it? Was it Kissinger or Rockefeller that said, control oil and you control countries, control food and you control the world?
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt it was one of them. Probably all of them.
Remember also, Conchi, that now in Afghanistan, after the invasion, the opium industry is now at
went through the
93% of the world's opium now, as opposed to before.
Oh, you want to have some fun? Go back. Let's go back. You want to have some fun? Go back and look at the Wayback Machine and see when the articles in America started popping up that we have a heroin epidemic in America.
Fucking hell.
You want to know when? You want to know? It was about 2 years after we invaded Afghanistan.
Opium production went up by 800%, didn't it, or something stupid like that?
Yes, it did.
Something incredible like that.
We've all seen the pictures. Oh, and how many times did Barack Obama say he's going to get us out of Afghanistan? And not only did he not get us out of Afghanistan, not only are we still fucking there, but Donald J. Trump,
he's going to put more out there.
He just sent 4,000 troops to Afghanistan.
Hot damn, send them in, boys.
That's right. Protect them puppies.
I remember I laughed when I heard about that. He says, oh, yeah, we're going to take the troops up, but we're going to leave in contractors. And I was just thinking, okay.
That's the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
exactly. The contractors that rebuilt.
They're not housing contractors. These aren't the contractors that carry hammers and saws.
They're mercenaries. Call them what they are. Fucking
call them what they are. Thank you.
Mercenaries.
Yeah. Mercenaries and drug lords. Drug dealers.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Black Navy SEALs who got out of the military with all that training and all the free equipment that we paid for with tax dollars, and then they go and take six-figure incomes to continue to go kill people.
And don't forget, it's not just the Americans. Don't forget, I want to add that the British are just as bad. You've probably heard of Heathrow Airport, haven't you?
Yeah.
Of course, it's one of the biggest international airports. You've probably heard of Gatwick, maybe? Gatwick's the second one in London.
Yes,
maybe. But you won't have heard of the third biggest one, because that's Kandahar Airport. That's the military base in Afghanistan that the British have got there. It's going to take the British, I think it's 5 to 8 years to dismantle it, they're saying. It was the third biggest British airport, was in actual fact in Afghanistan at the camp. I can't remember the name of the camp, but it was in Kandahar.
5 to 8 years to dismantle it. How long did it take them to put it up?
It was costing billions each week just to fucking run the show. But how much did it take them to
install the thing? 2 years to put it up and 5 years to take it down. That doesn't make sense.
Outrageous. Look at the logistics of it, of, you know, running all those vehicles out there. Unbelievable. And it's deeper and darker than that. It's deeper and dark with Afghanistan, because they're sat on lithium. What do you need to make lithium batteries for your fucking smartphones?
Lithium.
Yeah,
I would guess probably.
Richest deposits in the world are in Afghanistan, that area there. Easiest to mine anyway. Maybe not the richest, the easiest to mine. It's like the myth of fossil fuels, isn't it? There's plenty of oil. There's plenty of oil. They're pumping it out. Gallons. Oh, yeah. There's a good chance that oil is being made right now because of the pressure. It's a renewable energy, effectively.
No, it is. It's created between the mantle and the crust.
Quite possible. We don't know what's down there. We don't know what's down there. We don't know. We're speculating. Below.
I read some articles around 2005, 2006 that the Russians had drilled a hole. That it was the deepest hole ever drilled. I think it was, I want to say 8 miles deep.
Was that at Lake Baikal?
It was the deepest hole ever drilled by humans. And what they discovered down there was so much fucking oil under so much fucking pressure. And the explanation that we have been given so far is these quote unquote fossil fuels, right? The oil comes from dead dinosaurs and dead jungles. Yeah, I don't fucking think so.
No, it comes from plankton, doesn't it? Dead plankton and whatnot.
No, it doesn't. It's actually manufactured. It's the hydrocarbons are manufactured through deep earth processes that occur between the crust, the solid crust, and the liquid mantle.
Okay, yeah, that would figure. Yeah, that makes sense. It's the same thing with diamonds, isn't it? Diamonds are common as coal. It's just De Beers have got a fucking stranglehold on it. If you look at diamond mines, they're some of the. Have you ever seen the rape of the earth that is a diamond mine? Have you seen them? Have you seen how big and deep they are? They're like a mile across, 2 miles across.
Yeah, they're strip mines.
Unbelievable. Are they strip? I don't know what they are. They're just big fucking holes, huge holes.
Well, they have to go that deep because they can't get the trucks down there. They have to have a ramp to get down, and so they have to strip mine, which means they open it up. It looks like a vortex.
It does look like a vortex.
I've seen them.
Some of them are like a mile across or more, aren't they? Literally a mile across.
2 to 3 to 4 miles across.
Yeah, I was always erring on the side of,
I understand that the road to get to the bottom is 10 to 20 miles long. Well, by the time you circle all the way around down the ramp to get down to the bottom, some of those mines, it's 15, 20 mile fucking journey to get down there. Just go around. Yeah, I've seen the pictures. They're enormous.
Yeah,
I'll give you another one. Since you were talking about the myth of fossil fuels and the myth of oil, here's another one. Here's a myth about nuclear energy. John Oliver just recently did a piece on his show tonight, that whatever it's called, last week or this week tonight or something on John Oliver.
33rd Degree? I don't know who that is.
He did a piece on nuclear energy.
Is he a British guy?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know John Oliver?
Vaguely.
He was on
John Stewart. He was on the Daily Show course for a while. He was a correspondent. Anyway, got his own show on HBO. He did a hit piece on nuclear energy the other day, last week, and who's the guy? Steven Crowder ripped it to fucking shreds. Here's a couple of facts for you. The nuclear waste that a lot of people complain about, and I'm not putting it down. Nuclear waste is bad, okay? It's bad. But here's the thing. Comparatively, pound for pound, metaphorically, meaning watt for watt, unit of energy per unit of energy produced. Nuclear energy is the cleanest form of energy that we have on this planet.
By a mile.
When you compare it to coal, when you compare it to oil, and when you compare it to solar, and I'm not shitting you.
Or wind turbines. Wind turbines.
That's right.
Not true, though. Electrogravitics, which is hidden.
All right, Amy, you're going to derail us again. I know. Free energy, I know.
That's not in the market, Amy. That's not an option at this present time. They're not giving you the option of that.
Look, here are the facts. Here's a couple of gems of fact for you. Solar energy produces more toxic waste for the environment than nuclear energy when you compare unit of energy, watt per watt of output.
Yep.
It's disgusting. Coal, holy fucking shit. The waste that comes off of coal production, wow.
Isn't it when you burn the petrol engine, which, let's be honest, is we can now say that the internal combustion engine is technology from 2 centuries ago.
Yes.
Yeah,
it sure
it's
is.
technology from 2 centuries ago. Yeah, and yet here we are, still running around in our little internal combustion engines.
Yep.
And in America, I know for a fact you fuckers drive around in big ass 3 liter, 4 liter, 5 liters, unheard of in Europe. We don't make cars of that
My box
size.
truck has a 6 liter engine, and my RV has it's an 8 liter engine.
Can you imagine, Aaron, if you had to pay $8 or $9 a gallon?
No, I wouldn't own those vehicles. So that would be the end of me right there.
What's fuel tax? Do you know what fuel tax is in England right now? Do you know what the fuel tax is here? 85%. Let me sink that in.
God.
85%. So when I put £10 worth of fuel in my car, I'm putting in £1.50's worth of fuel and £8.50's worth of air tax. 85%.
And you say you're not a slave.
Yeah,
I didn't
really.
say I was not a slave. I said I was a free-range slave living in a nice farm. There's a difference.
Okay, I'll admit the farm is
all the
pretty
papers
nice.
to show that I'm free.
All right, I admit. Good point. The farm, it's pretty nice. It's a nice farm. We live on a nice farm.
We live on a nice tax farm. America's a nice tax farm. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't deny that. Absolutely. We're the best kept slaves in history.
We are.
Well, it's always been my belief they've just created the U.S. as a cash cow for foreign policy. That's all I ever.
Look, let's be honest. Come on, let's seriously be honest with ourselves here. Our standard of living, regardless, is good enough for us to say, yeah, okay, they take a big percentage of our earnings through tax, but in comparison to the conditions that real fucking slaves working on cocoa farms, cocaine farms, fucking Coca-Cola farms, coffee farms in third world countries, we are not slaves. We cannot say we're slaves.
Well, I tell you what, Dom, have you been pulled over while driving? Have you ever been like pulled over recently?
Yeah.
Have you had any police encounters lately? Because I have had one. I had one last week. And nothing will remind you of what kind of fucking slave you are is when you encounter a police officer doing his job.
You're right.
Because I'm not shitting you. I had my window rolled down about 4 inches, maybe 5. I could clearly hear him. He could clearly hear me. And his first question to me was, "Does your window roll down any farther?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Could you roll it down?" I said, "Why?" He said, "I'm not going to ask you again." He said, "You roll the window." He said, "You roll your window down, or I'm going to take you to jail." Okay.
Right. This is how I approach the police.
So I questioned him about that, and 2 seconds later, he had my car door open, and he said, "Step out." So I started to grab my cell phone. He said, "Leave your cell phone in the car." And you know why he pulled me over? Because one of my tie-down straps was flapping out the back of my truck.
Oh my god!
I'm not shitting.
Oh my god!
I'm not shitting you. And
I'll give you some advice.
Man, my heart was fucking racing, dude. I thought I was about to get my ass pummeled by.
I have said this before to Americans and people that I know in America, and I'll say it to you now, especially. I say it to anyone that's listening in this country. I'll say it to you, and I'll say it to anyone in Canada, anyone that's listening now. When you have an encounter with the police, don't be brave. Don't be a fucking hero. Be very nice to them. Get out of the car before they even come to your car.
Oh, you don't do that here.
Oh, no, you don't.
No, you do not get out of your car until they tell you to go out. They'll put their gun on you, and you might get shot. I'm not kidding you. I am not fucking kidding. In this country, you don't do a goddamn thing until they tell you to do it.
Yep.
Okay, well, there's the differences between a country. Yeah, but I'm not armed.
That's it. It's a matter because we're armed. You get out, you open your car door, and bam, their gun is on you.
Whoa! Let me just say, a policeman in America is going to assume you're armed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you have the right. Yeah. You have the right to bear arms, don't you? I don't.
We are told
I don't.
We have the right.
Yeah, but check this out. The cop that pulled me over last week, that was his fucking excuse to make me roll my window down. Because he actually said to me, he said, "I don't know if you have a weapon in the vehicle."
There you go.
So I said, "What does that have to do with rolling my window down a little bit further?"
Aaron, please. Do not be
you know
confrontational. I mean? Please, mate. I'm saying this to you as a person, man to man. Please don't be confrontational with the police, regardless of your viewpoint.
You mean my master?
Please.
Don't be confrontational with your master.
I would handle it. I would
Not
smile at him.
Mate. Not in your country, because you will get shot.
I will say, "Do I know you?" I don't know you. Who are you? And when he says, "Well, and whatever he says, it's like, well, I don't consent to whatever it is you think that you're representing there."
Amy, look, I admire Amy, I admire what you try and do and what you say, but it won't fucking rub with a 6'4", 250-pound guy that's looking to kill you. That will be quite happy to pull his gun and fucking shoot you and your dogs and all of those.
Tom, I understand what you're saying, but until some of us have the balls to do it, Nobody's going to do it, and we're going to continue down the road we're going down.
If violence
Somebody's got to have the when enough of us are doing that, they will have no power.
Yes and no. Yes and no, because they do have power, because they have the bigger guns.
Well, maybe, but maybe not. I'm just saying.
How did your American Revolution go? How do you think the Boston Tea Party? No, let's talk about the American Revolution and the so-called Boston Tea Party. You all know that they came straight from a Freemasonic lodge, don't you?
Yes.
That the entire Civil War in America was founded and run by Freemasons.
Well, the whole country was founded by Freemasons.
And you know, when it comes to the police, and we know that most cops are Masons, if not all cops. And then we've heard of this phrase, the thin blue line, which refers to the police, right? It's the brotherhood. Yeah. The thin blue line. We've all heard that phrase.
Yeah.
And we've also heard the phrase, we've heard of the Blue Lodge. So I wonder if there's a connection between the police and the Masonic Order and the Blue Lodge and the thin blue line.
Well, it could be, why they chose the color blue. Right?
I just wonder if there's a correlation there. You know what I mean?
Aaron, I'll always refer back to the conversation that me and you had about maybe a year ago. I don't remember. Ian was there as well, I'm pretty certain, and we were saying, and you were saying, well, who's got the ability to control the world and global events and blah blah blah. And I said the fucking Freemasons. And this was before the 322 attacks. And Yale University is it's Freemasonic, whether it's American Freemasons, African Freemasons, Japanese Freemasons. This society of secrets has an undeniable huge influence on the direction of humanity.
Well, hey,
and has done since biblical times and pre-biblical times, and who knows how long, these master builders.
Well, you remember the video I put out 6 months or a year ago on the title of the video is "The Masons Are Way Bigger Than You Think They Are," where I show that just in the state of Arkansas alone, there are over 700 lodges in the state of Arkansas.
Yeah. Do you remember the links that I showed you, the pictures of the Saudi Arabian police force? Do you want to pull that up for some people? Because maybe Ian and Amy haven't seen that. The Wahhabism in Saudi Arabia. Because they're all Freemasons
do it
as
before
well.
We close the
they're
show.
all lodge.
Do that. Do it.
The Chinese are all lodge.
Yeah, do it before we close out, because we're getting to be 10 o'clock here. So, let's do that before we close out.
Give me a minute.
So, Bert Trim says we're standing on the edge of a revolution, and in a way, I agree. And I mean, that's a whole topic of conversation by itself. And I would only say that when revolution comes, don't get involved. I put this out to anybody, and then the sound of my voice, don't get involved, because the revolution, like all revolutions, just like protests, they're contrived, they're infiltrated, they're fake, they're not organic, they're not grassroots, they're not to be trusted. And if you get involved, you're either going to be working for somebody you don't want to be working for, or you're going to get yourself killed.
Yep.
So when the revolution comes, stay home.
Am I screen sharing? Can you see what we're all looking at now?
Yep, there it is.
So I've looked at Saudi Arabian police logos. We're going to look at the images.
Yeah, the Saudi Arabian police logos.
Can anyone spot any imagery?
Yes, I see a skull and crossbones in the form of a palm tree and two swords.
Yep.
See
an eye, all-seeing eye.
I see the eye.
What about this one?
Yep. See the all-seeing eye.
Click on it. Click on him, Ian, so he stays up.
I have.
And if that's not a freaking eyeball, I don't know what is.
Could it be more in your face?
And a giant triangle in the middle of the other one. There's your
And what's there? What's there? The crown.
crown.
Yeah,
Yep.
the crown.
And that's not an Arab crown either. That's
No, that's a European crown.
uh-huh.
There ain't nothing Arabic about that at all. There's nothing Arabic about Saudis.
No, they're
About the
crypto
Sauds.
Jews. They're
Yeah.
crypto Jews.
Pretty much, whatever you want to call them, whatever you
Oh,
want.
look at that red and blue.
Crypto bluish.
Yeah, they're crypto bluish. Yeah.
They're Freemasons, is what they are. The Phoenicians were the first people that used the symbology of the palm tree, weren't they? I believe.
And there's a helm up in the top corner of that one.
So there's the fire.
Oh, look, there's your phoenix and
there's the Maltese cross as well. Look, that's the fire department. There's the Maltese cross.
the fire department. Yeah.
The
Holy
cross.
shit.
Hey, look, there's the flat Earth. There's the flat Earth. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, that's the firmament going over top of the palm tree right there.
Yeah.
Curve doesn't water,
Wait.
mate.
Hey, scroll up. Just scroll up. Scroll back. Scroll. Right there. Right there.
Which one?
Center screen to the left. Right next to the ghost.
The tree?
Right next to the ghosty looking thing. That was that Snapchat.
That one?
No. It's the star. It's the sun symbol. It's the Jewish star. It's the 6-pointed star. That one. Uh-huh.
Oh, that's the Icelandic police. The Icelandic police. Look. How the fuck did that get in there? Crossed swords again. Red against blue. Is it going to be Mayweather? McGregor? Will it be
6-pointed star.
Democrats, Republicans, Labour, Conservative, left or right?
6-pointed star, David. There's your
That is South Korea with the
That's-
Pentagon.
There's your phoenix.
South Korea, left wing, right wing. South Korea, dude. Where's fucking
And the
North
red
Korea?
and blue function. What's the damn symbol in the middle?
Feng Shui.
Yin
Oh,
yang.
The
No.
yin yang.
The yin and yang. Thank you.
so yeah, who? There's the crown again. One-eyed Saudis, which is Wahhabism, which isn't. I mean, I'm not an expert. I know so little about Islam. I've been to an Islamic country, but I don't know a lot about it. But I know that Wahhabism is not fucking normal Islam. It's just not.
No, it doesn't represent. No.
No, that's you know.
In the Quran, it states that you can't kill other Muslims. Like it's forbidden.
I mean, you couldn't get a more European-looking crown than that, could you?
Nope.
Bella in the chat, our dear friend Bella, and she is a dear friend. I love Bella. She is Muslim. She's French.
Yeah, she is.
She's a French Muslim. And she says it's an open secret that the Saudi royal family are Zionists.
Yeah, they're crypto Jews. Yeah.
They're psychopaths.
Well, if that's the case,
You have to be a psychopath to be a Zionist.
well, if
She says Wahhabism is a sect,
Exactly.
not a mainstream one.
Prince Charles visits Saudi Arabia. Have you seen some of this? Oh, hello, look, I'm Prince Charles, and look at me, I'm dressed up as ISIS now. Oh,
Oh,
creepy
dear.
as shit.
Oh dear.
Creepy. The royal family of Britain on Europe, the Ashkenazi Jews of Europe with the whatever crypto Jews of Saudi Arabia. And wasn't it that the only plane that flew on 9/11 after
Yeah, it
the
was the
attack
one that left. Yeah, with the Saudis. Yeah. The
was
Saudis.
the Saudis and Bin Laden?
Pardon me. Let me
But
just correct.
I don't know. That's a story I heard on Alex Jones. So I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think that's pretty much verifiable because
Yeah,
Bin
I
Laden,
think it's been
Bin Laden's a big.
Pardon me, Bella. She's not. She's Arab. Bella is a French Arab.
All right, guys, I gotta
Not
shut her
Muslim.
down. soon. I gotta head to the airport to get my sister-in-law. So,
All
Yeah, I'm
right,
sick of
well,
talking to you guys too, man. You guys
Yeah,
are
I'm
boring as
talking
shit.
to you.
Yeah,
Ian.
really.
Yeah, I thought you'd already gone. God. Aaron, you fuck off as well.
Right. Well, listen, Dominic, I know it's late for you, but if you want to have a little after chat when we get done with this, we can do it on Skype. Amy is up. I'm up. You're up. And Ian, he needs to run off. We're hitting our 3-hour mark, and we do love our chat people. Bert Trim, Chirpy Chimes, Bella. We got a couple of new people as usual. Charlotte, haven't seen you. What's it all about, guys? Well,
We've
Charlotte.
got 10 thumbs down.
Yeah,
could
because
that
Michael Resnicki was pounding the shit out of the show all the way up until about a half hour ago.
Yep.
Chirpy has been working hard keeping Michael out of the fucking chat room. And thank you for that, Chirpy. We do appreciate you. And I have been paying attention to your comments. And thank you all for your contributions, especially you, Chirpy, and keeping a good moderator and keeping the assholes out of the chat. Big P99 was here. And I just want to thank everybody for joining in. Bert Trim. And it's just good to see our regulars. It's good to see a couple of new people. And I'm scanning for people I haven't mentioned. I know we had Mikey B was in here. Yeah, Mikey B was in here. And to the other character, Stephen James, thanks for your contributions. Who was it? And God forgive me, but the name escapes me. Somebody wanted to come and join in with us.
Grim V. I'm not sure if he's still around.
I haven't seen anything from him. Allison Twist made an appearance. She had to leave early. Grim V, stay in touch with us. We're happy to talk to you. We'll talk to just about anybody. Dave McClinton, and We Are Free Energy. Thank you guys. Good talking to you. Thanks for your info and thanks for your contributions. Dominic, it's been a pleasure as always. You're a good friend. We do love you around here.
Yeah, Dom.
You're funny and smart, and I'm glad to know you. And I can hear you.
Piss off. No, great. No, I yeah, good chatting as always. But I don't like doing that funny sort of goodbye, everybody, and it's been a great show. And now we'll talk about the real serious stuff.
Is it too cheesy? Is it too cheesy for you? Is it too cheesy for me to honor the people that make the show what it is, who hang out and enjoy listening? And
I totally understand that. That's what I'm saying. I just find it difficult because I'm awkward like that.
Okay, so you're a tight ass. We get it.
Yeah.
You're uptight British bastard.
Change my name to Domininsky. Perhaps I'm a crypto Jew, huh?
Crypto blue it. Blue.
Oh, you're Khazarian.
Goodbye, everybody in the chat.
All right, folks.
All right.
Love always.
Love
forever.
always, you guys. Be good.
But,
see you next
but not
Friday.
the bad
Oh,
the good love. The good love. Not the bad love.
Amy, we have who
still
do we
live.
have? Rich McLaren next week.
You're still live.
Yes, Rich McLaren.
Yeah, a few more seconds. Yeah, we have Rich McLaren next week, and after that, I'm going to be taking a hiatus. Amy and Ian will continue doing the show. For those of you who don't know, I got a strike on my channel. I will not be able to live stream the show until November 17th. So I'm in the bad boy penalty box right now. All shows will be on Ian's channel from now on. So thanks and see you next week, guys.
Just quickly before you go, one serious comment I will say is you guys need to get a channel up just for your live streams that you don't put any videos up so that you can.
It's already in the works, bruv.
Good.
It's already
Yeah,
in
we're
the
going to
works.
create a Conspiracy Not Here We Come YouTube channel that we'll just do our live shows on. And
thinking of just converting my roofuscat channel into the CONHWC channel, and then
I would start a new channel. You'll get enough subs. You need 100 subs to live stream. I would start a new channel. I wouldn't post any videos on it at all apart from your live stream.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about literally deleting all videos on this channel that are not the show video, and just convert this channel into the show, and then keep all the subs. And I'll just start a roofuscat channel, a personal channel, and I don't care if I live stream. I can live stream the show. I don't care.
Broadcast yourself carefully, people. Anyone that's listening, broadcast yourself carefully.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean that. I mean that.
We're on
seriously.
eggshells these days. I mean, the censorship it's out of hand. I don't like the word the phrase out of control because I'm not controlling it, and I don't think it should be controlled. So I don't like that phrase by itself. So, but it's 1984 style, and George Orwell is rolling over in his fucking grave. Clapping his hands. He's clapping his hands, man.
Clapping his hands. Yep.
You mean Eric Blair? You mean Eric Blair? Well, I was going to talk about this with George Orwell, but maybe another time. But Eric Blair, you mean Eric Blair?
Yeah. Another time where we're not spend an hour and a half on flat Earth.
George Orwell is a fiction. Bear that in mind.
Okay, guys. Thanks for being here. See you next time.
Love you guys. See you.
See you later. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Hey guys, you want to just stay here for a minute?
Well, we got to unlive the thing.
It's still live.
It's still live.
Ian left.
Well, maybe we should meet on Skype.
I guess so.
Can we do
All
that?
right.
Yeah, let's all just go. Let's just go shift over to Skype. I want to talk to you for another minute, Dom.
Cool. I'm
All
down
right.
with that.
See you. Bye.
Bye, everybody. We're
Love
off to the
everyone.
secret show. Oh, this is where we talk about MI5 and shit. They're all gone. Bye.